Hi everyone, this is Kevin from Supernatural Selection. Are you an independent creator? Do you have a webcomic or an Etsy store? Do you 3D print things? Or are you just looking to get some word out for your Discordian cabal with social terrorism? Well, we'd love to help. And David, I believe you've got some details about how we can help.
Why, certainly. If you go to supernaturalselectionpod.com/contact, that is supernaturalselectionpod.com/contact, you can learn how to advertise with us.
That's right. I believe the rate is $2 per episode. You can't beat that with a stick.
I mean, trust me, we've tried.
Yeah, that's cheap. That's literally cheaper than dirt.
And best of all, if you're not sure how to write an ad, we'll do it for you. We'll even record it.
Absolutely. Just let us know what you need in the ad, and we'll be happy to do that for you.
And again, that URL is supernaturalselectionpod.com/contact.
And now, back to the show. And now I've got nothing. The minute it starts recording, my brain just goes, "Yeah, fuck you, buddy. You think you're
blinking.
Yeah, you think you're cute? You think you're funny? You think you got the yuck? You got shit, buddy. You got nothing." Hello, and welcome to Supernatural Selection, the least funny show in the world, apparently. I'm your host, Kevin, and with me this week are Mike the Skeptic. Mike, how are you?
I am unfunny and stoic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. Sorry, no jokes this week, everybody. This is serious natural selection. And we've got Mr. David Davis. How are you, David?
I'm flummoxed.
Really? I thought you were tuckered.
No, I'm also flummoxed. Finally got the job I wanted, and turns out there's a bunch of fucking work I have to do.
Oh my God!
Who writes these fucking rules, man?
I don't know, man.
No, I'm good. I'm good. It was like a long week, but worth it.
Yeah. Would you say you're tuckered, a man in his dream?
Why not?
That is an obscure ass reference right there. Man, we gotta do a distraction hole or we're fucked.
Right.
So, before we get started, as usual, the only thing I've really got to say is we have ads available. You have 2 weeks to start buying ads, or I will start putting in fake commercials.
Fascinating.
That is a threat and a promise, because I have one written already. And all I'm going to say is, do you want to make more money? Sure, we all do. So, anyway, David, have you got anything up top for housekeeping?
No, not necessarily. I think I'm just ready to kind of go through and shoot this piece of shit.
Yeah, ruin some nights.
Yeah.
Gonna fuck up your day there, listener. Get ready, because, oh God, it's more dead internet.
Yep.
Yeah, why don't you get us started, David? Because, I don't want to live.
Yeah, no, that's fair. There's a lot of depressing little things in here, so we'll get to all that. But if you've listened to our Week in Weird episodes, which is like half the shit we do here, we tend to have a lot of weird AI news updates from week to week. There's enough development going on that it just made sense to do another volume of Dead Internet, or by the time I got the script written, 2 volumes. Yes, there will be a Dead Internet 5.
God damn it.
I don't really have a major theme on this one beyond pointing out that this shit is still shitty.
Yep, shitty shit. I really hope to God we don't need to do another one, and that we didn't have to do this one. And here we are.
Yeah, shit never ends.
Pretty much.
So I fully admit, I'm not really interested in the both sides of the issue here. This is the 4th volume of a series where we've looked at, the enshittification of the internet. I think we're pretty locked into like that larger idea that this current implementation of AI at scale fucking sucks. I don't think anybody here would disagree.
Mike?
No.
Yeah, no, we're all pretty. And yet, we talk about this and AI and fake shit, and yet the final boss of Ibiza is a real man.
Exactly. So,
I saw a video of him, and I still don't believe it.
like, you ever play Fallout 1 and 2 where they had the claymation figures?
Yes.
He feels like one of those Fallout 1 or 2 claymation figures.
Yeah, I still stand by my Bo Selecta comment, so.
No, that's fair.
So it's getting bad enough that I think it was a customer tonight that said something about someone she knew was arguing with someone on the internet and had to stop just because she figured out, oh, I think it's just a bot.
Yes.
I mean, that's
Okay,
how
so
bad
two
it's
things
getting.
there. Number one, how dare you? This is my episode. Number two, no, that's so fucking common these days, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
When the average person, not like us, I can understand us like having it, but as some random fucking person, has to think about, oh, am I actually talking to a real person or am I arguing with a bot?
yeah.
Yeah. Am I wasting my time?
At least these people are, learning this knowledge that this is in fact a thing that, can happen.
And they're learning it the hard way.
Yes, they're learning it at the,
Expensive society.
at the expense of just the internet being for a good time.
Yep.
The shit anaconda has entwined itself around our collective throats. So,
Now I'm thinking about the movie Anaconda.
Well, my anaconda don't
right,
want
right.
none unless you got bots, hun.
Shut up. That's terrible. How dare you?
I think we can agree that we've moved from like a conspiracy theory about the dead internet to the actual developing technology that is it's quite literally killing the early promise of the internet.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're
No,
yeah.
yeah, it's gone from conspiracy theory to news.
We've seen the baby strangled in the crib at this point. If you were interested in like a little more nuance on the subject, I think our earlier episodes explored the more complex issues of all of this. Mm-hmm. All I'm doing this time around is surveying the shitty things going on in our online spaces, and I'm tired and I'm mad. I got very angry. Yeah.
See, that's how I am every time you do one of these. I just get mad.
Yeah, here's the thing. They tend to be pretty popular episodes. People tend to like them, and I'm like, why? It's depressing.
Please don't please don't make us do another one.
I mean, I'm already working on the other one, so fuck me.
God damn it, Dave.
So, consider this episode a bit of an addendum to our first 3 episodes. I didn't plan on Dead Internet 5, but I don't really have a choice in that matter. Every week there's some new AI horror story that, ruins the internet. And in writing this episode, I absolutely had to do like a hard stop where I'm like, I'm not going to bring in any new articles at all.
Good God.
Because there are more articles. Like, I think I just linked 2 of them in the Week in Weird area where we gather our news stories, and I'm just like, this shit never ends.
Yep.
Like, literally, the 5th episode is just stuff that I've cut from this one.
God damn.
And there's a thematic thing that we'll see as we go through. But, as for my sources, this episode is also a little bit of a strange format break for us. It's quite literally a survey of different internet and AI topics pulled from some sites I usually pick for Week in Weird.
Yeah, I just want to say Dead Internet 5 is just going to be us screaming for an hour and a half while you and Mike take turns telling us how AI has replaced your grandmother with a sexy old woman stripper and just ends with a series of gunshot sounds.
We really do need like a gunshot blast on your soundboard. You know, all the fun of suicide references without actually mentioning it and getting demonetized off any platform we're on.
No, it's unalived.
Yes, it's that. Yeah. I'm sorry, it should have been unalived.
But
yes.
speaking of, real quick, Mike, have you run across people actually using the term unalived?
Oh yeah, a lot.
I hate that.
I don't like it. I mean, I get, when you're on a bunch of different platforms and you have no idea which ones are, censoring what words. I get when you go to some other place and use the lingo you're used to in another place to dodge those filters.
Yeah.
But it sucks.
It's definitely
come
an
on.
internet term. Yeah.
What? Banning just words, like, just as a side note, banning just regular ass words people are just going to get around it because there's a lot of other words people can use.
Yep.
And those other words are just going to take on are the same context. So it's pointless, really. It's just the pointlessness of censorship.
Yep.
Yeah, for the gamers, we can call it game overing.
Yeah. or there'll be even more creative ones like Pepsi.
Now remember,
You got Pepsi'd.
on Twitter, you can't talk about death unless it's about a minority. So,
That's sad, but probably true.
yep.
Sad but true.
God damn it.
So, this week we're going to kind of look at two things in particular. We're going to start off with how, the job market is just screwed right now because of AI.
Yeah.
And
Right.
then we'll turn our attention to, the internet itself and, how AI is screwing over the internet. So let's go
Right.
ahead and check in on the job market, shall we?
Sure.
So, what do you guys think is the general fear when it comes to AI for most people?
I'm just going to cue the South Park. They took our jobs!
Well, so I think it comes down to just, like everything else, it's the uncertainty of it. It's like, well, sure, you think your job's safe now, but if you do anything where it's just you're sitting at a chair doing stuff on a computer, that is prime targeting for, AIification.
Oh, and
Right.
it's... Yeah.
That's
you're
all your
definitely
job
right there.
is.
You're definitely right there, but we're going to see that things are going beyond that as well as we kind of go through here. But no, you're absolutely right. Any chair job that you have is definitely on the
And
menu.
and with robots getting better by the year, remember 10 years ago when there were those funny videos of all the robots falling down at the DARPA challenges?
Yes.
Yeah, now they're robots doing fucking backflips and ninja kicks. So
we're killing
in another
ourselves.
10 years they'll be, stocking shelves of liquor and, which will take our jobs.
It's going to be Skynet.
Well, at least if they're like Jake the Rizbot, I think we'll be okay as a society. Because Jake, he's very kind to people.
See,
I
you'll
would
have to-
kind of be okay with Jake.
You'll have to get a loan to buy a robot to do your job.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Sorry.
God damn. No, that's fair. So yeah, this kind of uncertainty, this idea of replaceability, basically I think one of the number one concerns with AI right now is the job market, because we're seeing a lot of really interesting things going on here. So
Yeah.
it really does, it really can feel like AI companies are racing to see how many workers can be displaced by, robots and LLMs across dozens of industries, and it gets downright weird at times.
Yeah.
So, one industry that's been pretty concerned about AI as of late is the voiceover industry.
Oh, yeah.
Not surprising either, as we saw in our previous installment, Dead Internet 3, with the Scarlett Johansson voice
Yeah.
kerfluffle. It's not too difficult to clone a voice using AI, and considering voice actors have a large body of work out there, there's no limit to what can be sampled.
Yeah, and apparently Audible is getting in some hot damn water right now. Because if you have a book on Kindle Direct Publishing, the KDP thing, there's a check mark they're adding where you can have an AI do your audiobook. You get to choose voices. And that's for their new streaming service, which is, you pay a fee and you stream from the free catalog.
Yeah.
And apparently that whole thing, the way the new monetization goes, that takes money from actual authors and actual creators.
Actual voice,
Yeah.
Wow.
audiobook readers.
Yeah,
and
like
things.
it cuts into actual, what's the term? Pay?
Yeah,
the thing.
the payouts?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow, that sucks. I hate it.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I ruined your night.
Yeah, well, let me continue to ruin yours then, fucker.
But yeah. Okay, cool. Awesome. Let's do this.
So, don't be fooled by the headline. It gets worse. So, this is federal judge says voiceover artist AI lawsuit can move forward by Ben DeRico for MSN.
Mm-hmm.
So, recently, as of about a month ago, there was an update in a lawsuit that looks to be like a big one for the discussion of AI and voice acting. The lawsuit by voiceover artists Paul Sky Lerman and Linnea Sage revolves around their claims that their voices were used as training data by Lovo Inc. Now, the judge dismissed their claim that their voices were subject to federal copyright, which I find a bit problematic in principle. But at least the claims about a breach of contract and deceptive business practices can go forward.
Yeah, this doesn't really surprise me at all, given the current legal and social situation here in the U.S. It's going to get me on a rant that gets me on a fucking list.
Or, spikes your blood pressure.
Yeah, that too.
Right. No, just, again, like, okay, so their voice apparently cannot be copyrighted.
You don't own your fucking voice. Thanks.
Yeah, I hate it.
I mean, I think that seems to run, counter to previous or some other, not quite the same rulings, but like, I don't know. Maybe they can get better on appeal, but
I don't know.
Just sounds.
I'm gonna say.
Here's the thing. Oh, go ahead, Kevin.
I was just gonna say. I think we just figured out the future of The Simpsons.
Well, yeah.
Oh man.
Never ending.
I mean, pretty much any voiceover person that does a that has a unique enough voice and that they are paid big money will eventually be offered a contract to allow voice training or allow
Eric Bowser is going to be so fucking rich.
Yeah. But no, I mean, just kind of reminds me. It seems like a flip side of the what's the John Fogerty lawsuit where the record label tried to sue him for sounding like himself.
Yeah, your old man down the road is a rip off of your song "Run Through the Jungle" because you wrote it.
Yeah, but this is like the opposite. It's like well, if it sounds like you, and it's not another person, well, I mean, if you're famous enough, well, it's obviously it's. I mean.
But like, and here's the big question: like, if they can do this and say that, like, hey, you can't own your voice and copyright it. What else are they going to say that you can't copyright that is intrinsic to your person?
Can't own your visage.
Copyright my balls.
I mean, if you can fucking copyright a character in a way a character sounds, then you can. Then I think people have an implicit copyright of their person.
No,
right?
we're all owned by the Disney Corporation.
Because well, this would open up an avenue like on the other thing. It's like, well, what if somebody started doing cartoon with the characters that sounded just like Mickey Mouse? If they've ruled that you can't copyright a voice.
Do you see why I'm so angry and we're not even 20 minutes in?
Yeah, no, we're literally 16 minutes in and we're already boiling.
It's going to get worse. So let's talk about the deception on the behalf of Lovo Inc. On the behalf of Lovo Inc. It turns out that Lovo Inc. hired them for voiceover work anonymously through Fiverr.
Oh God!
Fucking Christ!
Specifically claiming that the work was meant for academic research and test scripts for radio ads.
Yeah.
Now,
okay, that should get them fucked.
Yeah. Well, putting the whole question about the legality of saying that they can't copyright their voices aside.
You fucking stole them, yeah.
Yeah, no, exactly it.
They were hired under false pretense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the voice actors ended up discovering their voices were scraped by Lovo Inc., ironically enough, by listening to a podcast about AI that featured an interview with a chatbot that sounded just like Lerman.
Oh my God. Can you imagine listening to a podcast and hearing a chatbot that sounds like you?
I think I would, start burning computers and
live in a shack. It gets worse. They were
no.
later able to find their voice clones for sale and in use on several platforms. Lovo Inc., when they were confronted about this, turned around and removed the scraped voices, claiming they were not popular, despite the fucking examples of their uses in this case.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Now,
okay. All AI should be forced to sound like Don Knotts.
And it says something about all these companies that they have to resort to trickery like this to get their data. Like, you know, they're just, you know, either stealing it or lying about, you know, what they're doing to acquire it, because they know that people would not consent to this.
Yeah.
That's the underlying thread in a lot of this that I'm going to be talking about tonight.
Yep. Now, just any time you use AI, just imagine Don Knotts is telling you what it says. No, if you want your cheese to be stringy. Anyway.
Put some glue in it. Anyway, so what gets me here is the manipulative element of the corporate interest that like ties in like a spent condom on a log of shit in a dive bar bathroom.
God damn.
The company clearly came in with ill intentions to find training data for their project, and you know, like they outright lied.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Obviously.
But then when they were caught, they make the bullshit claim that the product being sold the project was being sold because this fraudulently acquired data was not popular, despite the evidence that it was generating profit for the company. Like, I just...
God, does anybody else feel like we're in a cyberpunk version of an Upton Sinclair novel?
Jesus.
The Electric Jungle.
Yeah,
Look,
Let's write it. Let's fucking write it, dude.
fucking do it.
Look, fucking 20 years ago, if you like told me, you know, cyberpunk was something that would actually happen, I would have been like, you're full of shit.
Instead of falling into a meat grinder, the guy falls into like some hydro cooling vortex or something.
Yeah, and yet the baby still drowns in a mud puddle for some reason.
Oh man, this
I don't
is
know.
crazy.
You know, some things are timeless.
And they
Drowning
Yeah.
babies.
falls into an AI training scraper that, you know,
Yep.
digitizes him completely.
Milk's still blue and it's $12 a gallon.
I'm just picturing like a robot that's scraping people's vocal cords.
Yeah.
Oh, God. God, I'm just... Where's the Joe Dante film about this? I'd like to see that. Full of whimsy and nightmares.
Look,
Right? Yeah.
I probably read Snow Crash about 20 years ago. And when I read it, I was like, this is fun, but there's no fucking way this shit would, you know, happen like this. You know,
20 years later.
you know, the hyperinflation. I was like, inflation. It was like the early 2000s. So it's like inflation, you know, was a thing, but I think we got a handle on that. And, you know, the mega corps and, you know, owning everything. It's like, haha.
Yeah, Mike,
that's funny.
Mike, we're going to have to pick a burp clave, and I'm not excited about it.
Well, I just want to find one with really good turrets on the wall. On the fence.
Organized crime, making pizzas? No way.
Yeah, La Casa Nostra Pizza. You got a friend in the family.
Dude, if I get to drive that sweet black delivery car, I'm down.
Mike, are you the Mike? You're the Deliberator XL.
Yes. I'm just not going to.
I was going to say, I appreciate you mentioned Snow Crash because I mentioned it later.
I'm just not going to name myself something as cringy as hero protagonist. How about
Main character Johnson.
yes, there we go.
Meg McGuffin.
Main character Big Johnson.
You've got a shirt about you. Anyway.
So, like, again, it's ridiculous that this is a thing, and this is only, like in only one industry. Like, we're just talking about voice acting here, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Many industries are suffering here because of fraudulent AI scraping practices. However, it's not just that, it's also the deliberate actions of massive companies to have more control over industries, pushing out human workers, and more to the point, keeping users in small ecosystems. It's a walled garden of the internet that we discussed way back in our First Ed Internet episode, and it's coming back in a couple big ways.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm. So, I've got another article here. This one's very evocative in title. AI is slitting the throat of the journalism industry.
All right, that's awesome.
Yeah, and this is by Victor Tangerman for Futurism. You know, we love our futurism here.
Oh, don't we?
Yep. So I'm just going to read this article.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a format break for us, but I think there's a lot to discuss here. In the latest instance of Google discouraging users from clicking on links, the search giant has launched a feature that uses AI to summarize trending news stories. As first reported on by TechCrunch, the AI summaries are appearing for users in the US inside Google's main mobile search apps on the iOS and Android under the main Discover News feed. Tiny logos of publishers appear in the upper left-hand corner, haphazardly reminding users of where the information actually came from. I'm going to throw an allegedly there at the end.
Allegedly.
Underlining the janky nature of the tech, large text under the summary warns that it was, quote, generated with AI which can make mistakes, seemingly in an attempt to preempt blowback of the type that Apple received after it rolled out a similar news summarizing feature that turned out to hallucinate wild misinformation.
Oh, awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Right? A Google spokesperson confirmed to TechCrunch that the change represented an official U.S. launch and will focus on trending lifestyle topics, including sports and entertainment. However, in Futurism's own testing, the feature eagerly summarized a story about two merging supermassive black holes, which decidedly doesn't fall under a lifestyle category. We reached out to Google for clarification, but didn't receive response by press time.
Oh, it's going to be funny if they reach out for clarification and they get an answer from AI.
Mm-hmm. It's a worrying development for the news industry, which is already reeling from greatly reduced traffic from the search giant. Last month, the Wall Street Journal reported that news sites are being starved by Google's AI Overviews feature, which effectively eliminates the need to click on links in search results by paraphrasing content within the search results. While some publications have opted to sign lucrative partnerships with AI companies such as OpenAI, the industry is already feeling the hurt as the AI industry ingests its work and feeds it back to users with a disregard for accuracy, copyright, and media revenue. In that context, the publishing industry's woes could soon take a turn for the worse now that Google is actively dissuading users from clicking through to human-written journalism inside the Discover feed.
All right, I'm just going to say that if you're a search engine and you're discouraging people from clicking the results, fuck you.
Well,
yes,
that's
thank
how
you
they
for
make
pointing
money.
that out.
That's how they...
Yeah, it's just one of those things where I'm like, then what's the point of you sons of bitches?
Making money.
Yeah, but I mean, fuck. Man, they never should have got rid of that don't be evil clause in their mission statement.
Well, they got rid of it so they could do this, not the other way around.
I know that, but...
Spoiler alert, they were doing that even while they had the clause up.
Well, true.
I wish... Oh, god damn it.
Now, could we be standing on the precipice of what The Verge's Nilay Patel called Google Zero, a point at which Google gives up sending traffic to publications altogether by answering all questions with AI? So that's a big thing there, that Google Zero principle, and this sounds like a step towards that.
Well,
absolutely.
So here's the thing: is that I think at that point you definitely are like stealing the content, right? Like they could get away with, saying, oh, it's just, indexing and summarizing, so people can choose the best one to click. But if they're going to basically make it to where you can't click on a link, then that is kind of violating the, contract that they had with websites that, they're a search engine. They're no longer a search engine. They are stealing the content of those websites.
Well, and it's the thing about like making the logo of the actual publisher small, emphasizing Google's own AI summary. So they're already doing this. Yeah, they have that kind of like claim of like, oh no, we're still linking the thing.
And I know this, so I've been every time I look for something, I specifically click on links just to one, either get more information, or two, just because I know what Google's doing. So it's like, I'm going to click on some links anyway.
I mean, I've started using DuckDuckGo on mobile and desktop.
That's what it's going to boil down to, is more people, because as we've talked about earlier, people know this shit. Like, people get fed up with this shit. And so they are going to more increasingly, look for alternatives. It's a very self-defeating thing, I think. It's like, it's capitalism, right? It's, shooting yourself in the foot long term for those short term sweet, stock gains.
You know what this reminds me of? What's going to happen is people are going to turn against it when they search like, well, how do I make Arby's sauce? I want to make a roast beef sandwich, and like the recipe turns out to be pepper spray, which is exactly what happened to me.
But yeah,
oh yeah, go ahead.
I mean, as AI, I'm sure they will figure out the problem of bad information, but I don't know if they will figure it out soon enough before they alienate people that are their users, right?
Yeah. Well, and I like that Kevin mentioned like DuckDuckGo, because like pretty soon you'll be able to start thinking of like search engines as like punk rock, right? Where it's they're detached from the larger corporate culture. They're providing that kind of alternative, and it's a weird thing to think about a punk rock search engine, but there we are now.
It's kind of like when everyone abandoned Yahoo or AOL.
I was going to say it's kind of like happened already. This is early 2000s shit when first everybody was using Yahoo and stuff, but that became corporate, man. So here's this plucky upstart Google, and they're really cool.
Yeah,
you
not
either
so much
die a
now.
hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Yep, and they becoming the villain.
Oh yeah.
Like I have a
Mike,
Google.
we're gonna need to change phones at some point.
Yeah, no, because I was gonna say Kevin and I both have Google Pixel phones, and I'm already getting fed up with so for the longest time, when you set an alarm on the phone and it goes off, you would have a little slider and you'd slide one way for snooze and the other way for stop. Recent update, they changed it to fucking buttons. So in half asleep, I can, turn off my alarm by accident now. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
It's just those little fucking changes.
Sucks, man.
Yep.
Fucking sucks.
And, I was just thinking this earlier today. It's like, fuck, am I have to get a Samsung phone now?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking earlier when I had to turn off a fucking AI thing that told me the measurements of bottles while I was doing a backstop.
But here's the thing. It's still Android.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's still Google.
Yeah, but it's Google's, like, shitifying of their own,
Yeah, this is
their
a
operating
Google
system.
phone.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and it's all the little shit nuggets that Google, puts upon their custom version of it.
And sorry.
Yeah. No, go for it.
I was just going to say, you take enough little shit nuggets and you get a turd.
Yeah.
Like, here's the thing. We're using the word shit a lot. It's totally fitting. But it also just makes me sound like Jim Leahy from Trailer Park Boys talking about the shit hawks.
That's fine.
Everything
that's
like that.
fine because that's what's happening.
And
The
I
shit
definitely get
winds are brewing bubbles.
Damn it.
I definitely get the feeling that Google eventually is going to cram Gemini down everybody's throats, like it or not.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
It's
for now,
already, like, embedded into my fucking Samsung phone. Like, they keep getting, like, Gemini shit.
God.
For now, I was able to turn it off, but, like, Google, their assistant I used to be able to hit the little microphone button and say, what is the song? And, it'd listen and it'd tell me what song's playing. Did that tonight. And it was like, I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what it would like show the text. The text would be like pop up as I'm saying it, saying, what is this song? And then it would think about it and it would say, I don't know what you want me to do. It's like, well, fuck you. You know what this is supposed to be. You've done it a million times in the last like 5 or 7 years. And all of a sudden
Should have just stuck with Shazam, bro.
Yeah, that's what I thought I was going to have to do. It's like, I literally thought earlier tonight, I'm going to have to fucking download Shazam because Google is just shitting its bed because I guess they've lobotomized the assistant to push people into Gemini.
Yep. I got like 3 paragraphs left on this.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, but you
Sorry,
see how
we're
like
just so
this
fucking
is,
passionate about this.
Yeah, no, and that's why I wanted to read the article because it inspired a whole bunch of shit. Anyway, okay. So the news industry is already being starved of traffic, forcing publications to scale down significantly. Case in point, Business Insider was forced to lay off 21% of its employees early this year. With
Holy
CEO
shit.
Barbara Pang citing, quote, extreme traffic drops outside of our control.
God damn.
Making that, and Business Insider, very important magazine.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Making matters worse is the tech's tendency to hallucinate factual claims. We've talked about this many times.
Yeah.
Google has repeatedly caught flack for its AI overviews feature, which has consistently misled users and given head-scratching answers that seem to be plucked from a parallel universe. In other words, it's almost certainly only a matter of time until Google's Discover feature will bungle facts and mislead users about what's happening around the world, a predicament the tech giant seems to be painfully aware of, even as it doubles down on the tech at all costs. I think give the recent Trump death rumors, like if that happens like 6 months from now, I think we'll start seeing that kind of like AI fuck up on the Google Discover feed, right? Yeah, because we all heard that stuff this weekend. Like,
yeah.
Still not convinced it's not true, but
Yeah, no, it's weird. It's a weird situation. It's neither here nor there with our topic, but like I think like in a 6 months, if that happens again, I think we'll start seeing like that issue.
It's widespread enough that it's probably poisoning, data.
Absolutely. So, we were just talking about like the journalists. They're creative writers. It's a creative industry. The creative types are feeling the effects of this push for AI pretty heavily. And I don't know, maybe this is a controversial or loaded statement, but yes, even influencers are a creative industry. There's no snark intended here, and guess what? AI is coming for their line of work as well.
I'm going to say that I do actually kind of agree. I don't like the concept of influencer and specifically the name.
Yeah.
But these are people. And if they have figured out a way to make money from the system, then great. AI getting in on it, it's disgusting, and it's manipulative because it is social engineering.
Mm-hmm.
And it's AI, so a lot of these influencers, they're, on a platform, right? Be it, Facebook or YouTube or something. TikTok, yeah. And then, so then this company, with its inside knowledge of how their shit works, is going to make AI that works on that platform that can squeeze out the influencers because they have better knowledge about how this shit works.
Well, this next story harkens back to earlier discussions in previous episodes of the series where we discussed fake profiles and fake people generated by algorithms.
Yeah.
Title here, it turns out this influencer who went viral at Wimbledon isn't actually real, by Ellie Ring for Reality TV Shrine.
How the fuck did I miss this story?
So I'm just going to read the article to us. Again, it's a short article, but if you look in the thing, you'll see the pictures. And they're fairly convincing pictures, right? Like, it's scary how realistic this looks. So it's fairly common at this point to see a seemingly endless amount of influencers pop up in your feed. But would you ever think that any of them actually weren't real? Well, we're predisposed to it here on the podcast because we've been talking about this for close to like 3 fucking years. Well, as it happens, an influencer by the name of Mia Zelu recently went viral for being revealed to be a fake influencer because she's actually AI.
God damn it.
Yeah. Looking at the pictures, I'd think, if you just showed me these pictures, I'd think, oh, wow, they really fucking love, fake HDR filters. But other than that, I wouldn't think, it's AI generated.
I wouldn't give it a second thought. Yeah.
I would give it a second thought, but it would be, they're just photoshopped the bejesus out of it because they want to look pretty.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's wild, dude. So, continuing, yep, that's right. Despite appearing to have attended Wimbledon alongside stunning locations such as Greece, Italy, and France, it turns out the influencer is completely fake and is AI. And with over 150k followers, including a lot of famous faces, it seems like a lot of people were fooled into thinking she was an actual person, although I'd argue some of those are at least people who were in on it.
Probably.
The creator behind the fake influencer is currently unknown. However, the account does disclose in the bio that it's influencer AI and describes herself as a digital storyteller, whatever that means. It seems like Mia's creator is very on top of what's trending at the moment, and only yesterday the influencer posted pictures that made it appear as though she'd attended that Coldplay concert. We know what we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
She wrote, quote, "Everyone saw the moment on the screen at the concert. Who among us would survive if our own worst moments played out in public? What matters most is what happens after the lights go out. We should acknowledge that something was completely wrong without casting the whole person aside. Forgiveness doesn't mean pretending it didn't hurt. It means we believe people can change if they're willing to face the truth. It's very much giving a chat GPT caption.
Yeah, no shit.
Mm-hmm. But her creator does seem to be really trying to pretend that Mia is in fact real, giving her story highlight of her travels around the world and even including a Q&A section, which includes answers about her workout routine and diet plans.
You mean that don't exist?
Uh-huh. Well, clearly AI can't skip leg day either.
Yeah.
It looks like her page is a mix of AI-generated content and actual real-world videos, with some of the travel videos and pictures from across the USA, Spain, and Canada being real, although notably, all of them don't include Mia's face. There also seems to be a monetization aspect involved, and there is a notice in the bio that signposts towards management and collaborations. However, the email that was below has been removed. I'm sure as AI progresses and this becomes the norm, it won't have any worrying impacts on us as a society at all.
Nope. Nothing.
Nope.
This is fine.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Like, remember, all the way back in, I think it was the first Dead Internet, I'm like, no, this AI artificial person thing is going to become a problem.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And like, no, we're fucking seeing it, dude. It's happening. It's real.
Fucking Sharon Apple, bitch.
So, that's...
My God.
Right. So this whole digital influencer thing is pretty fucked and bold-faced in its audacity as a marketing tool and endorsement sponging. But, hey, you know, there's a subset of people online who are like, fuck influencers, they should get real jobs. And of course, those attitudes exist about all creative jobs.
Oh, yeah.
Jobs that involve creative elements are being heavily targeted by companies, and we can go into a long discussion about why that is.
I think it's the fact that not everyone can do it, and it is seen as elitist, and to that I say fuck you, but like they're basically looking at it and going, well, there's no reason they should be sitting there with this ability. Everyone should have this. It's like Syndrome in The Incredibles. Mm-hmm. Once everyone's super, no one is.
Yeah, it's the sour grapes principle.
And the bad thing is, I don't think that's true. I think, yes, there are some people that are more predisposed, but I think with like any skill, anybody can learn it. They just don't want to.
Yeah,
That's exactly it.
I know I personally was not a born artist. I had to learn through constant practice and fucking up. And yeah, it's not a God-given gift. You got to fucking put the work in.
Yeah. Like I said, some people are predisposed to math, some predisposed to art, but yeah, it's not not a, you know, can't do it. It's a just, I want an easy, you know, type a few words into a prompt and spit out, you know, big titty lizard porn or whatever the fuck they're trying to do.
Mike, have you been going through my search history?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, and you know, here's the thing. I follow both like the AI wars and like all the AI fighting subs on Reddit, just kind of like get the vibe check of all this because this shit has consumed my life. And you've got the people who are like doing the prompting and like, oh no, it takes so much work. We have to do so much revision and stuff.
Eat a
and, like,
dick.
And to a degree, like they do have a point because they have to keep like typing out stuff and figuring out like syntax. Like I kind of get that, but on the other hand,
do too,
like,
but
just fucking draw.
Yeah, just get a goddamn pencil, motherfucker.
Yeah, just and they go on about like how they're like, yeah, they'll do these like time lapses where it's like I spent, you know, several hours working on this, and it's just them kind of like using the cropper tool to like cut out a portion and then typing in some new stuff. And like I'm not discounting that there is like an art to that. But at a certain point, it's just like, well, if you just drew it.
Well, I mean, it's just, you know, the start to, you know, the learning progression is a lot more rapid with, you know, AI tools because you know
it takes less time. Yeah.
To get proficient enough for something that looks decent. You know, if you're doing a traditional art, that's going to take years. Like,
and
you know,
all that they're
learning that
borrowing
craft.
from is scraped
Yeah.
styles of
No,
other people.
they're basically stealing someone else's talent. But yeah, yes, sure, there is a bit of knowledge and skill that goes into, you know, prompting to get the output you're looking for, but it is way less than the skills it takes or the time it takes to, you know, nurture the skills in the first place. So you're just stealing somebody else's talent.
So what we do know is that creative careers tend to be seen as replaceable and are among some of the earlier industries being like disrupted by Silicon Valley and tech startups. But hey, it's only those jobs that aren't real jobs, right? Surely other industries are absolutely safe and there's no other risk involved. It's just the creative people who have to finally like go out and get real work.
I mean, to be fair, they are like, you know, doing a lot of coding in AI too. So they are like kind of shooting themselves in the foot.
Well, and I would say that coding is also creative.
Well, it is, but I'm just saying that they're, you know, the industry they're in, they're also AI-ifying in the same way, because it's another form of writing. Like instead of, you know, knowing, you know, plot lines and, you know, character motivation and, you know, all that, it's, you know, syntax and, you know, commands and, you know, all that stuff, all the stuff that goes into programming. So it's a language. It is another language. And, you know, as long as, you know, you have an AI system that can do languages, you can have an AI system that can do coding, even if it is bad, because vibe coding's a whole other show.
Absolutely. Well, unfortunately for those who think creative types have it coming and that their own industries are safe, that isn't necessarily guaranteed. So the next article I have is bosses are using AI to decide who to fire.
Oh, fuck everything.
By Joe Wilkins for Futurism.
Gunshot noise.
Yeah, so I'm gonna like this isn't me reading the article. It's just me pulling out some highlights and stuff like that. So so quote, according to a survey of 1,342 managers by ResumeBuilder.com, which runs a blog dedicated to HR, of those surveyed, 6 out of 10 admitted to consulting a large language model when deciding on major HR decisions affecting their employees.
Oh God.
These numbers are gonna get more insane.
Oh, fuck you.
Quote, per the report, 78% said that they consulted a chatbot to decide whether to award an employee a raise, while 77% said they used it to determine promotions.
Do we know that this article, the numbers aren't coming from ChatGPT?
Right? I mean, it is a small sample size, but even then, that's like... Well, no, I think, like, statistically, like, a sample size of over 1,000 is a pretty decent
Yeah, no,
sample.
I'm just hoping that this whole article is just written by ChatGPT.
And a staggering 66% said that an LLM like ChatGPT helped them make decisions on layoffs.
Oh, God.
64% said they turned to AI for advice on terminations. To make things more unhinged, the survey recorded that nearly 1 in 5 managers frequently let their LLM have the final say on decisions without human input. Over half the managers in the survey used ChatGPT, with Microsoft's Copilot and Google's Gemini coming in second and third, respectively.
And then it tells them they're the only manager that can save the world from the lizard men, and the next time anyone sees them, they're digging a hole naked in the front yard with an AR-15 and a tub of butter.
Now, why are you spoiling Dead Internet 5, sir?
Because it's obvious.
Yeah.
This is just they're digging for Lacerda. That's what's going to end up happening.
I mean, so on one hand, it's like, well, it can't be any more petty than, you know, actual regular human managers firing people. Because I've seen some real horror stories there. And if the subreddit I've been looking at recently, MAGA versus Grok, is any indication, sometimes AI can be a little more level-headed than people.
Like, here's the thing: if you're going to like ruin people's lives potentially by firing them, I think the person doing the firing should feel that a little bit.
Well, yeah, no, I mean that is true, but I don't think managers like that can feel anything.
No, but there's always the potential. It's like fucking A Christmas Carol, and like Ebenezer Scrooge changes his ways. You know what I mean? Like I want to hope. I want to hope.
No, not in a big enough company.
Yeah.
I mean, these are people that probably get bonuses based on how much fat they trim from, quote unquote, fat they trim from their.
And they probably got a bonus because they used AI to do it.
Probably. I mean, I can see, like, as someone who has, problems with social interaction, I can see, delegating that to something that doesn't feel, but it does feel icky. I will say that it also feels icky. Like, I would not feel great if I got fired from a job and I was fired by a computer.
Like, do you think they also did the firing, the termination letter through ChatGPT?
Probably. At least they wrote it in there.
Yeah.
But I would say is if you're using AI to fire people, your whole job should just be replaced then. Like, you should be fired and replaced too, because obviously you're not doing your job. Yeah. You're letting an AI do it and taking the credit for it.
The robots were supposed to replace the management, not the workers.
Yeah. Well, they'll probably happen. I want to see the first, big Fortune 500 company CEO'd by a AI. See how that goes, because
right.
I mean, C-suite, that's like the best place to put AI.
Mm-hmm.
You look at how much money you're saving. You can save like millions of dollars a year with the C-suites.
No more golden parachutes.
Exactly.
Yeah. So,
and it's going to happen. There's going to be a company, mark my words, before the end of this decade, we're going to have a big Fortune 500 company that's going to tout its AI CEO.
Mike, that was a very John F. Kennedy. Before the decade is out, we will land an AI on the moon.
It'll be like the investors will go wild.
Now, what was that again, David?
How are you feeling about this, Kevin?
I fucking hate it. What do you think I feel? I feel like it's the end of the goddamn world.
I know that you went a little silent because Mike and I were talking, but I wanted to make sure the horror was appropriately captured.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I feel like we should burn every... Look, I'm going to say something that I thought of earlier today and didn't know where to put in here. We never should have left the 70s. All right? It just bell bottoms and roller disco. Just go back to that. Forget
Honestly,
the computers.
I'm down for it.
Just put the TV show Quark back on TV.
Kevin, I think you're being awful. What you call it?
Grognard?
No.
Nostalgic.
The term for people.
Luddite.
Luddite. Yes, you're being very Luddite there. We should have never left the 90s.
Okay. Yeah.
Come on. Then we'd have like the N64
hit clips.
Yeah. PlayStation 1. I don't want to go back to Atari and Pong.
I liked Pong. I had a Pong system.
Yeah, but it's very, very basic. You get tired.
But you see where I'm coming from.
Yes.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Look, like Lovecraft said, we should just retreat into blissful ignorance.
Look. It's the world where the Virtual Boy was a smash hit, and everybody had one strapped to their face.
Oh, I wish I lived in that timeline. Yeah. Anyway.
So this article also gets into the brown-nosing element of AI models right now regarding the sycophantic nature of major services like ChatGPT, but we'll focus on that in the next Dead Internet episode as it connects to a larger issue of AI delusions we've discussed in some recent Week in Weird episodes.
Yes.
In any case, though, these figures are pretty fucking alarming.
Yeah.
Especially in industries that are prone to layoffs. There is now like a very real concern that who has a job or not may be determined by whatever AI management consults after pumping it with data and forcing it to decide without the evaluative human element. Like, management is too fucking cowardly to do their job.
Okay, if in a perfect world if an AI, we know could get it right, I would definitely prefer that over some human who's going to be nepotistic and play favorites or just be straight up racist and sexist and keep the straight white dudes and fire the women and minorities.
Alternately, what if it has a foot fetish?
Yeah, but if it would actually keep the people that would be best for the company, that would.
Oh, sure, but it's also having delusions that, like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
But it also depends on what the data is that the manager puts in, because if they're looking at like the overall cost of someone.
Yeah, I can't trust a manager to be smart enough to put data into a system like this.
Yeah, no, that's
anyway.
fair. They have the AI that puts in the data.
Mike, imagine Hugh trying to do this.
That's what I'm saying is that, he, like I said, in a perfect world, like I said, if it was an actual system that was set up to, lay off the people that were most bad, I guess.
I get you. If this were the iRobot universe.
Well, or not even that, just if it was just a system that was known to be good at doing this job. We just don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any data to say, well, which people did it lay off? Did it lay off the people that were, most likely to take vacation days because, they had a life, they had children, and keep the single people that were less likely to take time off?
Now, Kevin, I am going to bring up that, like, you and I look at the iRobot, like, universe very differently, because that's a dystopia to me.
Really?
Yeah, no, like, again, like, humans create a slave class, and
I'm
slave class
about,
is trying to...
No, I'm talking about at the end of the book where the gigantic AI is like, yeah, no, I had to secretly take over the world for the good of humanity. Yes, people died, but I'm more concerned with the species.
That's still super dystopian.
Yes, it is, but it's the one I'd be willing to accept.
Okay. Because I was like,
in that book series, I'm not talking about the slave race thing. All right, no. I want a robot buddy. I don't want a robot worker.
Right. Okay.
Slave.
No, I was like there for a second. Like, no, I'm pretty sure that's a dystopia, man.
Yeah. No. Anyway. If I had a robot, I'd want it to be my buddy.
Right.
But
only if he willingly was.
Yeah. I mean, of course, I'm not going to program a robot to be. Come on. If I meet a robot, I'm going to do like I did with the rest of my friends and manipulate them into being my friend.
Well, if it's a blank slate, is there any harm in making it be your friend?
I'm not qualified for these ethical
Computer,
decisions.
run ilikekevin.exe.
Yeah, see?
Computer,
remove
make
safety.
an adversary that will like Kevin. I remember that episode of Next Gen.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So yeah, now we're getting at a point where you could lose your job due to AI jettisoning you from the workforce in a layoff. But surely, someone asks, what about the workers who are embracing AI and what they do? Surely they'll be fine and outperform their peers because they understand the technology and they've embraced it. As long as they work with the AI, they should be fine.
Oh, like Roko's Basilisk.
Mm-hmm. Well, about that.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to read this article straight out. Like, this is wild to me.
Yeah.
NVIDIA CEO says he has plans to either change or eliminate every single person's job with AI. And this was by Joe Wilkins for Futurism.
Just fucking shoot me now.
Have you seen the picture of the NVIDIA CEO?
I've seen pictures of
Holy
him.
shit, that's
Jensen
not a
Huang.
human. That's dude. That dude reminds me of the Philip K. Dick robot.
That's not what he normally looks like. That's got to be like Photoshop or AI-ified because he normally doesn't look that cracked out.
I mean,
that's just one of those.
It could be.
It's just a picture of him while he was talking, and it's just a bad shot.
Well, I'm gonna look up another picture.
He looks more normal than that.
I just find the picture to be very interesting.
Yeah, it is very interesting, though.
Yeah.
But I've seen plenty of pictures of Jensen Huang. I know who he is, without looking it up.
Yeah, okay. I looked him up. He looks more normal there. He looks like he just got ejected onto the surface of Mars in Total Recall.
Yeah, I will say his love as a CEO, his love of leather motorcycle jackets is a little like weird. He appears in everything wearing a leather motorcycle jacket.
Well, he's a rebel, clearly.
Yes.
But with a cause, and that cause is kicking you out of, the workforce.
Yeah.
This was way back in July, but anyway. So Wall Street was bristling earlier this month as chipmaker Nvidia, behind the AI boom, hit a record market value of $3.92 trillion, narrowly eclipsing Apple's record of $3.915 trillion last December. Just days later, Nvidia became the most valuable company in history, breaking the $4 trillion value ceiling and pushing CEO Jensen Huang up to the world's sixth richest person with a net worth of over $143 billion. If any of these numbers make you angry, you are a normal person.
Yep. Yeah, I was just going to say, these are numbers that, like, the French would be building new guillotines.
Yep. With his bag safely secured for the next several dozen generations, Huang celebrated his dynasty with an ominous warning. Everybody's jobs will be affected.
Fucking Christ, man.
So look, I don't know if y'all keep up with Nvidia, but they're at least in their consumer graphics card space, they've been doing very, like, for reviews and everything, they've not been doing well. Like their 50 series has just been like shit show after shit show. And if these are all things that have been like done by AI, well, I think as a company they're not going to survive. You sure they're high?
Oh yeah, sorry.
I said sure they're high now, but if they keep putting out stinkers like this, they're going to crash and it's going to be meteoric.
Well, and I think it may also be kind of like the company pivoting because they're putting more of their money into AI, maybe less money is going into like the graphics cards.
Well, that's true, but if they want to, so what I'm saying is that if the graphics card is the lower priority, right? Mm-hmm. That's the prime place to trial your AI tool building, right? Mm-hmm. And if it's doing this terribly in their graphics cards, once they push that over to their AI hardware, it's going to make that even dog shit too.
Yeah.
And then they're going to crater.
Mm-hmm. So, all right, let me continue here. Speaking with CNN's Fareed Zakaria, Huang repeated the spooky threat, which the broader tech sector has been dining out on for years. At the center of Huang's prediction is productivity, the idea that AI will soon produce more market value than human workers in less time and for a lower cost. Though, like many of his peers, he also mixed in the confusing claim that there will still be room for human jobs, which will take as of yet undisclosed new forms. Some jobs will be lost, Huang said. Many jobs will be created, and what I hope is that productivity gains that we see in all industries will lift society. What lifting society means in practice remains to be seen. For all the billions of dollars poured into AI, our tech overlords have refused to use their fortunes to prepare us for the coming AI job apocalypse they insist is right around the corner. Instead, they've aligned with politicians bent on the destruction of social safety net and the privatization of public services for the direct benefit of the ultra-wealthy. Case in point, while the Nvidia stock price soared following Huang's headline-grabbing interview, the reality for workers is much less green. Were the CEO to ever talk to one of them, he might find that productivity is the last thing on anyone's mind. In a mid-2024 study of 2,500 workers, found that 77% reported decreased productivity and even higher workloads when using AI. Just under 40% of the workers reported increased workloads caused explicitly by AI's sloppy mistakes, while 47% of respondents didn't know how to achieve the expected productivity gains with AI. More recently, a survey of 25,000 employees across 7,000 workplaces by the National Bureau of Economic Research in Denmark found that enterprise AI contributed to a paltry productivity gains overall compared to typical productivity growth over time. For workers, quote, AI chatbots have had no significant impact on earnings or recorded hours in any occupation, meaning that if AI is about to take everyone's jobs, it's being awfully quiet about it. So this article goes on a little bit more, but I kind of want to just emphasize, like, this is fucked, right?
Yeah, I just want to, for our listeners, I just want to say when you put the rag in the bottle should not be filled to the brim.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe half full, 3/4 full, then you light the rag. So
Yeah, spoken
just
with
wanted to get that
experience.
out there. Yeah.
You put the rag in the alcohol and then you light it up.
So
I love that song.
So I think this kind of sums up all the bad shit we've been talking about and dancing around with AI for the past couple of years on the show, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's...
Yeah.
Go ahead.
For me, it's the tone-deaf boldness of Wong's statement that really terrifies me. Like, legitimately, I find that scary.
Yeah, no, it's like if actually the bad thing is every fucking horrifying thing I could think a politician could say has been said in the last 2 years.
That's fucked, right?
Yeah, I know, but it's seriously like if you went to, say, work and your boss said, all right, so we're going to kill 70% of you.
The
We're
remaining
gonna kill
30% will be
70%
more
of you.
productive.
Yes, the other 30% will have much more to do. And
Due to
your
fear.
job value will go up. And the murders will continue until productivity increases.
And it's the audacity of saying something like that publicly and not having any shame about it.
God, everything I say is going to get me in trouble.
Yeah, no, that's the hard part about this. Like, I got my little soapbox at the end, and I could have been a whole lot more radical.
Yeah, all my ideas involve, like, stuff that's going to put me in a fucking concrete square.
So here's part of the problem, at least listening to Jensen Huang and anything about NVIDIA, is that their company is now an AI company. So anything he's saying to fluff AI.
So this is to increase stock value and boost consumer confidence.
He is saying this because this is what, he has to say because his company is banking on AI being able to do this. So it's kind of I don't want to say catch-22, but it's definitely a self-fulfilling statement to say that, oh yeah, we're going to, replace everybody with AI because his company is an AI company. But I think in the long run, they're not going to be able to do it. Like I said, if they do it,
you said do.
If they do it, mm-hmm. they're going to crater, and it'll be one for the business, schools to teach for the ages.
It'll be like the Rax restaurant when they went out of business.
I agree with what you're saying to a degree. The problem is that you have all of these other industries who are eating into this AI thing and using it, and that's still going to cause mass loss of jobs without that social safety net. Which
it is. I'm not saying it's not going to be terrible for the rank and file, plebes, but it's kind of also. I mean, I can't say it's self-correcting because it is going to be worse before it gets better, but it's the same way, with all these companies trying to, lock you into subscriptions for everything, right?
Yeah.
And these AI companies that are selling AI stuff to non-AI companies, well, it's obviously they're going to want to make money, so it's going to be a subscription. But then when those companies that are subscribed, say they lay off, $2 million worth of employees' salaries a year, right? Mm-hmm. And then the AI company, well, at first they are charging $1 million a year for comparable work output. Well, then they see they've got this company by the balls. Mm-hmm. They're going to raise their rates. And once the rates, get up to equal or higher than what they were originally paying actual human workers, well, then they're just going to go back to hiring human workers, because capitalism says the AI company wants to squeeze as much juice out of those cojones as they can. And, it'll work out. It'll just be suck for everybody until that happens.
Like, all I have to say on this right now is, if this was a 1930 Superman comic, that is something that you would expect the villain to say.
Also, we would have seen his insides busted out by Superman.
Yeah, Superman would have punched him through a wall or something. Anyway,
right.
So unfortunately, we live in a society where one needs to work to live, and we live in a collective economy.
Well, at least in this country,
right? And we live in a collective economy that seems to make the cost of living harder and harder to meet.
Shout out to all my, European people for having better, government than us.
Right? Everyone's fucking stressed and tired, and these disruptors at this point are disrupting a system that is already at its limit.
Disrupting my nuts.
Thank you for that brief moment of levity in this dark tunnel. It's really hard to think of a single way that AI has made my life any easier in the radical, transformative way that these companies are supposedly striving for.
I'd just like to say that every single day I find myself considering walking out the door and into the woods to never be seen again.
I didn't realize you wanted to become, wolf food that badly.
Hey, whatever it takes.
Right. And no, having ChatGPT shit out a text or an image doesn't make my life better. It may be a bit more convenient to a degree if the output was worth anything, but in my own experience, the effort to get something useful no longer makes it any more convenient than the myriad of non-AI ways I want to achieve something.
You want to know how much I use AI in my life? I search for something on Google. I see the AI results. I scroll past the AI results and look for what Reddit has to say.
Right.
And that's it. I don't use AI proactively in any way, shape, or form.
Really, any AI that I use is against my will.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is fucked. If you're trying to get people hooked on something, make it convenient. Don't make it, annoying.
Like I said, I have a Google phone, and as soon as Gemini started rolling out, I looked at how to turn that shit off. But I know it's only temporary. Eventually, they're going to make it the standard.
Yeah, I had mine turned off, and then I got a new phone, and then it turned back on. And the only time I've used AI has, in the last, 2 years or more, has been when I accidentally hit the AI button instead of the search button.
So, the AI advocates, these industry disruptors, suggest the solution comes in the form of a universal basic income. But my issue is this. Why kill industries and jettison workers without the safety net already in place if the intent is to improve the quality of life of the average person through AI?
Because it
is. Right. How are you... Well, please, sir, let me continue. I'm soapboxing here a little bit.
I gotcha, sorry.
How are you improving lives by eliminating livelihoods without such a system in place? It seems that the real intent is probably to just increase the shareholder profits, damning the lives in the churn.
Oh, yeah.
It just makes what is a shitty existence even shittier, and it's not great for the internet either. But before that, let's take a break so I can get the angry in my blood to settle down a little bit.
Yeah, I need some podcast cheese, and I bought Baby Bells. So, we will be right back after this. Hey, Kevin here. Hope you're enjoying the episode.
Hey, who are you talking to, Kevin?
Listeners of our shows. I also want to let them know that if they're enjoying what we've been doing, they can support us on Patreon.
Oh, Patreon. Were you going to tell them about the early episodes? Also, Patreon-exclusive episodes that can be found there, too?
Well, yeah, I was going to do the
whole yeah, and then there's the other cool stuff, including art, merch for subscribers, like tote bags, hoodies, shirts, mugs.
Yeah, and
can you believe people could support us for only $5 a month? You're definitely going to mention that, too, right?
I was. Support Supernatural Selection and the Distraction Hole on Patreon for as little as $5 a month. Visit patreon.supernaturalselectionpod.com to learn more and get started today.
We're back. So,
Yay.
how are we all feeling about the job market in the current AI-focused era?
Pretty fucking bad, David. Is this revenge for the Aliens Among Us episode I did, or, like, you know...
Here's the thing. Alien Among Us, it was fun. It's a fun topic.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculously stupid. This is a depressing topic.
Yes. I can't wait for me to do my next episode about Atlantis.
And I'm not, like, trying to, like, separate us here or anything like that, but, like, between the three of us, I have the job that may be at most risk
Yes.
from AI right
doubt
now.
No, I agree.
Like, because we're having, like, really heavy discussions about that. Like, a couple of my colleagues almost came into a fist fight as we were talking about, like, AI in the classroom and everything like that. So that's going to be a fun meeting in January. It's going to be great.
God.
But yeah, like, this is shit that I'm dealing with pretty fucking regularly. Like, just, I graded, like, 2 classes just the other day, and I think I have, like, 7 possible uses of AI between them. So.
Yeah. Do you know how AI affects Mike and I's job? One of our coworkers paid for an app and just puts in prompts for images like sexy ant alien. That's it. That's how AI has affected our job. Well, that and people generating fake Crown Royal products on TikTok.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So yeah. All right, let's go ahead and get back into this nightmare, this shit tsunami. So this series is titled Dead Internet, and we've talked about the internet a little bit, but we're going to shift the focus back to it. Where's the dead internet of it all, right?
Mm-hmm.
Critical thinkers can see the correlation between the topic of the AI and, like, the dead internet, especially as this is our 4th fucking episode on the topic. It's created this cognitive framework that illustrates the interconnectedness of the current bad vibes of the internet and the push for automation and the enshittification of the internet. It all relates, but sometimes you just got to point all the stuff out. But hey, how about we just kind of, like, show directly how the internet is being changed by AI? All right?
Sure, why not?
So, this new article I have here, How Artificial Intelligence is Transforming the Way People Use the Internet by Steve Inskeep for NPR. Now, we have had a good laugh in the last episode about Google's terrible AI summaries and suggestions when you search for things, like in a search engine. Remember adding glue to the pizza to make the cheese pull better?
Yes.
Yeah. As fun as that was, Google is still forcing folks into a search sandbox, like a walled garden. And we mentioned earlier with the earlier article from Victor Tangerman regarding journalists getting screwed by the new search dynamics.
Right. Now, I want to specifically point out that earlier this week, I found where to turn off the AI options in the search bar on my phone after I accidentally hit the button for the AI for the 10th time, and discovering that Gemini thinks that the quote, "the best laid plans of mice and men," is a quote from a goddamn Pink Panther cartoon. You know, the ones where they don't talk.
The famously talkative Pink Panther.
Yes. Not
Not the Clouseau one.
No.
One.
Yeah, the actual pink feline with that is notorious for having diarrhea of the mouth.
Yes.
Yeah. That's where that quote came from, not the Irish part.
Well, Pink Panther talks so much because, he's based off the silent film era, Charlie Chaplin, who also talked just all the time.
Would not shut the fuck up, man.
Now wasn't he also named Snagglepuss?
That's a different cat.
I know.
Please don't be AI, David. Any stupid and incorrect trolling I get from now on, I'm going to tell the person, stop being AI.
There you go.
There we go.
So,
taking it back.
In an interview with Ashley Gold, senior tech and policy reporter for Axios, it's immediately established what is at stake with the shitty AI enhancements to searching. And I use enhancements loosely here.
You put air quotes around enhancements.
Yes, absolutely. So, with these AI chatbots, and I'm quoting here, so with these AI chatbots and these AI summaries, people are starting to no longer explore the web themselves, doing their own research, falling down rabbit holes of information, stumbling into something new. They're having the internet explained to them through AI summaries, through chatbots. It takes away some of the human element of discovering things on the web when you just have AI explaining it to you, and that's a very different experience than 1 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. No one today will know the magic of finding someone's Gilmore Girls fan site.
They'll never know the joy of discovering Mr. T ate my balls.
They will never know the simple joys of a monkey knife fight.
So
Yeah,
I've seen several times on Reddit, people have said, especially in the, like, whenever I get recommended something from one of the, like, AI subreddits, they're like, oh, I asked, I was curious about something, so I asked ChatGPT, and this is what they said. It's like, well, then you didn't figure anything out yourself, did you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah.
I mean, in all honesty, though, the people that do that probably wouldn't have, like, researched it anyway. They're just not curious people.
Yeah.
They're not curious enough to, go to fucking Wikipedia to find the answer.
I do appreciate that we're doing long defeated pauses every once in a while.
Yeah, it's just like, fuck, what else are... Like,
Yeah,
I can't believe people are just, like, fucking shooting themselves in the face because, it tickles.
I just keep hitting that moment of, I don't know what else to fucking say. This is a nightmare, and we're living it every day.
There's like a term for that. I think it's like untopia, nottopia, fruitopia. There we go.
There we go. So, in our very first episode of this series, like, we opined about the loss of the Wild West aspect of the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Discovery.
Yeah.
Then we weren't so much hung up on the AI element, though it did have its presence. More it was about the corporatization of the internet. But now we get to the distinct flavor of corporate enshittification with the creamy nougat of AI being integrated into that walled garden approach that was particularly pioneered by Facebook a decade ago. Facebook was infamous for trying to get people to stay on the platform, right?
Yeah, and I'm going to throw down a little thing where I think it predates Facebook. It's like AOL back in like 98, 99, 2000, where you would use AOL search feature and it would take you to AOL sites.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
Yeah, it's okay. My reference is much older, that's all.
No, that's fair. I remember AOL, though.
You and, like, me and Mike, and that's about it.
Yeah, no. So, back to the interview. Inskeep brings up a point about where AI summary from Google sources its information. That is part of the inherent and unintended comedy of what we discussed last time with shitty AI summaries. Mm-hmm. But there is something a little more fucked up going on here as well, as Gold states. Quote, so most AI summaries, they do have links and citations attached to them, but they're not super prominent. Doesn't this relate back to something we had just talked about like an hour ago?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. They're not something that an everyday web user is definitely going to click on to check out to make sure the information is legitimate. At the beginning of the AI summaries, when they first started to roll them out, the citations were harder to find. Now you can see them, but the average person is not clicking through to see where the information is coming from. So click-through rates to websites have plummeted due to these AI summaries, so while they do cite real information, people don't always care where it comes from. They see the AI summary, and they say, oh, great, I have my answer now. So, part of the issue is that information literacy is at an all-time low, and most people who search for something are going to use a good enough approach, which is why this AI feature on search results is growing more and more prominent. While I will give them some credit for including sources to a degree, the AI does lack the critical thinking skills to properly weigh the accuracy of these sources.
Yeah.
Right.
The AI treats the sources as good enough, spitting out a summary that is good enough, And that is good enough for the majority of internet users, and I'm sorry, but that's not good enough for the collective health of the internet.
I see what you did there.
Compounding this issue is that, as we have mentioned earlier, bringing up Google Zero, these AI summaries are created by sourcing information, and legitimate sources may be gun-shy about publishing new material because there's no profit if people are going to be encouraged to stick with a summary from a search engine rather than click forward.
Right.
So, as legitimate publishers and writers are pushed out, that leaves the bad actors. And that's how you get glue on your pizza.
God damn it.
Right? So, that is where we're at with search and AI right now, and it doesn't look like it's getting any better. I have another article linked in there talking about some more data. You can always check our show notes attached to each episode.
Yep, we will have it linked in the description.
Yep. Google is going to continue to push AI summaries into search results because people are using them and not investigating the results with a critical eye. It's literally creating a walled garden where people go into a Google search, ask a question, and get something from a machine. At least in the days of the early walled garden of Facebook, you could at least see real people posting things and paths outside the bubble. But, here's the thing. AI is killing our internet joy in other ways. For example, are you gentlemen familiar with lo-fi music?
God damn it, David, don't ruin this for me. You motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Kevin.
And
this
Mike,
article is...
you've been listening to lo-fi as well, right?
I mean, not a lot, but...
So, this article is titled How AI Wreaked Havoc to the Lo-Fi Beat Scene by Kieran Press Reynolds for Pitchfork.
Oh, not futurism?
Yeah, it's serious because it's from Pitchfork. The music scene, especially when it comes to streaming, is in a really weird place right now. But this example, following drama in the lo-fi genre, seems like a good encapsulation of the issues as they stand across the industry. So, I don't know if this will be controversial or not, but lo-fi is essentially the modern Muzak of today.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, I say that as someone who listens to it frequently as I work.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, it's better than Muzak, because Muzak was always just hard to listen to.
Yeah, how many times do you need, like, a trumpet version of What Do You Get When You Fall in Love? Yeah.
Yeah, it's very low stakes, it's easy listening, and it's pretty much the definition of background noise today. Yeah. That's not a bad thing. Not a bad thing.
No.
So, from the article, quote, fast forward to now, and the scene has putrefied into a wasteland of the percussive undead.
Oh, God.
The YouTube search results have warped into an apparent AI breeding ground, crammed with hour-long mixes of soporific dreck. That's how you could tell this is Pitchfork, because they're using this terminology.
Big word. They're using the 5-cent words.
They fucking said dreck, so yeah.
Yeah. Soporific. That's the one that gets me. It's like, oh yeah, no, that's Pitchfork. The channels have similar names and cartoonish, kawaii imagery. Even the comments of the videos, which have millions of plays, brim with what look like fake conversations, pseudo-anonymous accounts prattling on about how the music helped them unlock their true potential in life. Multiple channels repeat the same sentence structure like, I don't want much, I just want to be the person reading this to be happy, healthy, and loved, suggesting that they're AI generated. To whoever reads this comment, you are a wonderful person and I love you, writes one channel called Coffee Time, which specializes in videos with titles that read more like an Airbnb listing than music, like Happy Morning Jazz, Elegant Bossa Nova, and Luxury Cliffside Cabin overlooking the sea for relaxation.
What the fuck?
It's the theme song for the Dead Internet Theory, a rave yard of zombified AI agents chilling out to death. So, you may be wondering, like, why is like lo-fi particularly susceptible to this kind of fraud, right? Well, continuing from the article, quote, AI has annexed the lo-fi scene for a hodgepodge of reasons. The lack of vocals, which typically give away the robo-fraudulence, make it easier to infiltrate. The music's association with aimless, unfocused listening vibe music before vibe became a buzzword means people weren't paying as much attention to what's real and what's not. the fixation on fantastical Studio Ghibli core visuals, which image generators can vomit up with ease. Like, take Mufi Cat Lo-Fi's relaxing lo-fi for study time, which lures passerby with adorable animations of Pusheen before 5 hours into the 12-hour mix, they realize the same chord progression has seemingly repeated 100 times. YouTube offers creators the option to disclose if their videos use AI, but they only require disclosure for some things, such as altering a famous car chase scene to include a celebrity who wasn't in the original movie. A few viral mixes have altered or synthetic content warnings in the description, but many don't. So we're going to do a little experiment here. Y'all got a tab open to YouTube?
I mean, I can.
Yeah, go ahead and do that for me.
All right.
Do me a favor right now and search lo-fi and tell me how many AI-generated results you see just from thumbnails alone.
Okay, I'm sorry. I tried to do it, and, like, it keeps opening new windows and crap. Something's up with YouTube for me every now and again.
Oh, no worries. Our listeners can do this. I mean, I'm sure we've done that before. Like, I'll look for, like, lo-fi if I'm working in class and I want my students to write something.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I see one with Pusheen.
Now, what was it? Lo-fi what?
Yeah, just type lo-fi.
Okay.
And how many, clearly AI things are you seeing?
Let's see. 90s chill, lo-fi study music, lo-fi rain, chill hop beats, lo-fi rain playlist. The original Lo-Fi Girl is there, so that's a plus. 90s Lo-Fi, VHS 98. Raining in Japan, rating Lo-Fi songs to make you calm down and relax your mind. Pluviophile Lo-Fi.
Yeah, you see what I'm getting at, where it's kind of like using all that SEO type search terms to kind of... Like, how many of those feel like they're probably AI to you?
There are quite a number. And I'm not seeing the Pusheen one. Mind you, there is a cute one with a frog sitting in a rocking chair reading a book.
I think the Pusheen one was relaxing lo-fi for study time. But I'm
there
sure
it
I
is.
Pulled like
This is
another
Pusheen's Cozy Halloween.
I found Pusheen's Cozy Night Chill, relaxing lo-fi for sleep and study chill beats for a starry nights.
I'm going to listen to Cozy Halloween. How Halloween is this?
Oh.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So, yeah, I mean, it's... All right, what, are you going to play it?
We won't get the audio, but yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It sounds like every other lo-fi beats thing. I don't see how this is remotely Halloween other than the...
In the author's comments or whatever, where does it disclose if it's AI or not?
I bet it doesn't.
Does not seem to know.
Well,
no. How this content was made, altered or synthetic content, sounds or visuals are significantly edited or digitally generated. So yeah, it does say.
Yeah, so I imagine we could like literally spend like a half hour just kind of like going through. We're not going to.
Oh yeah, no.
But
in
like,
fact,
yeah.
Some of these are ones I've listened to before, like the '90s chill lo-fi, the Japanese town.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you know, it's not just the lo-fi scene that's going through this.
Yeah.
You know, look at like we all heard about that situation where that dude like made a fake band on Spotify and reaped a ton of money just because it like the algorithm would play those songs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he had such a volume of songs that would show up and like get played over and over again. And it's like, yeah, no, it's I think that's a great example of the enshittification of the internet, particularly a platform that, you know, when that platform came out, YouTube, like that was a game changer. In a lot of ways, it's still a very important platform, but it's suffering under so many issues, and now we've got this AI garbage thing going on with it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to continue. This is depressing. But this torrent of shit isn't just affecting our music either. The shit torrent is now feeding the shitter.
The Ouroboros of shit, like we talked about before.
Like, we've talked about model collapse in previous installments of the series, and we're going to talk about it again next time as well, but we're really beginning to see the repercussions of that now. Next article, quote, ChatGPT has already polluted the internet so badly that it's hobbling future AI development, by Frank Landymore for Futurism. So, I think we'd mentioned this back in episode 2 or 3 of the series, But like the genuine issue of model collapse and AI development is a great example of how the unregulated scraping and publishing are flooding the zone. It's like toxic waste or oil spills. Cleaning the environment of the slop is not going to be easy.
And they're going to make government pay for it.
Right? Well, no, they're trying to stop the government from actually having people do that, right? Because they're lobbying against any sort of...
Well, I mean, when it gets to the point where it, like, totally screws the environment, then they're going to get the government to pay for it.
Like are we going to have, like... Is someone going to create, like, a new internet? Like, okay, this new internet cannot be connected to the old one. Is it going to be like Kowloon Walled City where they just, like, block it off from the rest of the neighborhood?
I mean, eventually, yeah, I can see a point where the current internet's so shitty that nobody's going to... And someone's going to come out, like you said, a competing internet too. You might have to use, dial up to get to it.
Oh god! Actually, you know what? I want to go ahead and say I will be one of the first people on internet too,
or maybe it'll be an offshoot of the dark web. But
like,
yeah,
this sounds like the start of like a dystopian like cyberpunk novel where it's like they ruined the first internet and they walled it off.
Okay,
now you have divers from Internet 2 who are going into the old internet to find artifacts or something.
It either
like that.
sounds like that or a shitty premise for a joke on the IT crowd.
Jen, the internet.
Now we have the internet too.
Electric Boogaloo.
Oh man, did you try turning it off and on again? Anyway, as Landy Moore writes, quote, one area where the issue has already reared its head is with a technique called retrieval augmented generation, or RAG, which AI models use to supplement their dated training data with more information pulled from the internet in real time. But this new data isn't guaranteed to be free of AI tampering. That's how you get the glue on your pizza.
Yeah.
Some research has shown that this results in the chatbots producing far more unsafe responses. The dilemma is also reflective of the broader debate around scaling or improving AI models by adding more data and processing power. After OpenAI and other developers reported diminishing returns with their newest models in late 2024, some experts proclaimed that the scaling had hit a wall, and if that data is increasingly slop-laden, the wall would become that much more impassable. Chiodo, someone mentioned in the article, speculates that stronger regulations like labeling AI content could help clean up some of this pollution, but this would be difficult to enforce. In this regard, the AI industry, which has cried foul at any government interference, may be its own worst enemy. So, thoughts?
I mean,
that drawn out sigh.
How many times can I scream fuck? I just, know, I'm running out of jokes and like hope. So I had a finite amount and now we're here.
And here's the problem. That's why I don't like doing these episodes, because they make me more sad than...
Yeah, stop posting articles, Lenora. Jeez, you're killing us.
Yeah, like Lenora posts like another couple that I could have included. I'm like, nope, not doing it.
Nope.
Not doing it.
Nope. We love you, but goddamn.
Like, and I think to a degree we're playing up our frustration.
No, you're playing... You guys are playing your frustrations. I am legitimately this upset.
Like, I don't know, like, Mike, like, be honest, how worried are you about this stuff?
I mean, I'm not worried about it in a survival sense. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, I'm sure I will be able to find, even if, it impacts my job directly, which doesn't seem to be the case.
Not yet.
I could, find some way to survive, but there's a lot of stuff I like that it's going to make worse. It's not going to affect my life, but it will affect my quality of life.
Well, but that's the other thing is we're all three of us are working men, right? We have our jobs that can be shitty, and our escape is internet and technology. Yeah. And that's what's keeping us sane. But now we have the very people who kind of run how our jobs work. They're now affecting our escape.
I mean, yes, but I'm sure I'll just fall back on other things. Maybe it'll be more gaming, especially like older, I wouldn't say retro gaming, but older non-internet connected things or less internet connected things.
Like, I'm still saying we get the RV, we hunt cryptids, and we also sell comic books and marijuana out of it.
I mean, look, if we could make that work,
I'm down if that were like a viable option.
we'd have to like acclimate the cats to like being on leashes.
Yeah, I don't know if all three of the cats would get along together, but we could give it a shot.
Well, we can make an airship. That'll allow for more room if we're blue skying shit here.
But here's the thing. As a creative, and like my entire goal since high school has been to be a creative for a living, and like now they're just like, you're not important anymore.
Yeah.
We can just throw grok at it.
Like, well, it's even like what we're doing here. We're doing this podcast as like a passion thing. We're having fun with it. But there's like a dozen TikTok AI-driven accounts out there that are doing the kind of thing that we're doing. I would argue not as well.
Oh, let me tell you something, man. You know that show I used to listen to, Mysterious Universe? Mm-hmm. They have openly said that they are planning on just not doing the show anymore once they can get an AI trained to mimic them.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Look,
they already started getting AI to write, like, episodes.
Fuck them.
Yeah, no, fuck them.
Yeah.
So, like, I had been using, Duolingo for a while, and I'd stopped. I'd fell off kind of like naturally. It had nothing to do with AI, but I was always intending to go back. And then I hear this thing about them, firing their, actual language teachers and like going all in on AI and saying AI is our future. The moment I read that, I was like, uninstall that app.
Like, and your reaction, incredibly normal, incredibly based. It is the right reaction. But then you have the people who are looking at that and going, that's the right idea. And
that's the shareholder value.
Yeah, those are the people who are in charge, or they're the people who have drunk the Kool-Aid and are.
It was Flavor Aid, goddammit.
Yeah, I know. I did that specifically to trigger you. Let's see an AI do that, right?
Yeah, for real.
So, we'll get back on script here a little bit. Trust me, we'll have more to discuss. Believe me.
Oh yeah.
So, of course, as we've seen with Silicon Valley, like lawyering up and lobbying against AI regulation, because they have this whole thing. It's like, well, it's going to let China get ahead.
Oh yeah,
who cares?
China getting ahead in AI.
This all sounds. Oh yeah.
Guess what? We're not worried about China getting ahead in, say, the space industry or the small nuclear reactor industry. So why should we be worried that they're going to get ahead in this? Like, why is this the hill we die on? AI is the U.S. superiority hill, not all these other industries.
I'm convinced it also ties into like crypto.
Probably, yes, it does, because a lot of the same systems that were ramping up for crypto helped with the AI system, and a lot of the same people that made money on crypto when they saw AI, they switched over to AI because they saw that as the next big thing.
Well, the only crypto I care about is a dog.
Yes. Right. Well, then, we can also talk about how like crypto is its own system meant to give the elites a way to like move mass amounts of wealth. It's like now a two-tiered currency system that they're trying to force on the U.S. But that's not this episode.
No.
But all of this starts to sound a lot like the race for the atom bomb because of that like whole idea of like, well, let's not let China get ahead, right? We're kind of in this kind of weird new arms race with like real-time destructive consequences. At least with an atom bomb, you gotta drop the fucker, right?
And at least with the atom bomb, we're all fucking dead and we don't have to deal with this.
And that's what feels so dystopian about all of this to me. We've allowed industries free reign to use this technology to develop it as they see fit, like damn the consequences. And worst of all, not even the notion of like protect the children is going to be able to save us here, right?
Oh no, because they want to date the children.
Right. Well, and there's also been a lot in the news lately about Epstein Island, but the AI industry is also fucking children.
God damn it! I should have kept my mouth shut.
So, this article title. Oh yeah, let me go ahead and open up this one. I knew there was another one that I had to read. Internet Safety Month highlights potentially damaging uses of AI for children.
Oh boy.
By J.D. Franklin III at WXII 12 Greensboro, Winston-Salem.
That is a lot of city.
Yeah, and this is just a short one, but again, like, you know, at least we could always rely on the fear-mongering of like, well, how's this going to affect the children, right? Well, we can't really do that anymore. June is Internet Safety Month, and the Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force wants to keep your children safe, especially in the age of artificial intelligence. According to Carolyn Orr, an internet safety prevention specialist, more than 67,000 reports of sexual abuse and other sexually exploitive content related to generative content have been filed.
God damn.
That is why it is critical for parents to have open conversations with their children about the dangers of AI. Orr said, quote, when we're adults, sometimes we don't realize how heavy the impact is on young developing brains, right? We don't always think about it sometimes. We have to remember their brains are not fully developed until they're in their mid to late 20s. There are several resources available to help families report and take down AI-generated explicit material. To report explicit materials, visit Cyber Tipline or use the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children's Take It Down tool. That's all I got on the article, but just that number of like 67,000 reports of sexual abuse and other sexually exploited content related to generative content of children.
I feel like we need like the equivalent like we had in the 80s about don't get in the panel van that says free candy,
right?
But like for online.
Well, and it gets me because the conspiracy theorists are all about like, the elites are, doing things to children, and then they try to shoot up a pizza place when it's like, no, the elites are doing this, but they're doing it through AI.
Yeah. They're doing it online. Don't shoot up the pizza place.
Right? Yeah, shoot up a server farm. Anyway, in Minecraft.
Yes, please. Only God damn.
I just wanted to bring that up because again, it can always be worse, right? And I don't want to dwell on it, but like that's another sad, unfortunate reality. You've got the people who believe like, oh yeah, no, they're sacrificing children for Moloch or whatever. It's like, no, it's the rich guys who run the AI companies that are enabling people to swap child porn.
Is it bad that the idea of sacrificing children to Moloch like sounds quaint now?
It almost sounds like a comfort because like this world is not getting any better.
Yeah, it's like, oh, thank God, just a good old-fashioned satanic cult.
Yeah, shove the child in the child grinder.
Yeah, put him in the child grinder, don't use the AI.
Sinclair's Electric Jungle.
What we need here is your grandpa's old-fashioned child farm.
The child mangler was used to assemble sweaters back in the 1910s.
First one was built by Eli Whitney.
Now, a child's hand can fit into it, but if the child gets a little pudgy, their hand won't fit anymore.
By God, you don't see your quality child threshers anymore.
So,
God, okay, let's move on from this.
Right. So, next time we get together to talk about AI as the trumpet that sounds at the end of the world, we'll cover AI delusions.
Oh, good, yay.
What I want to mention here right now is that the reshaping of what is considered real or not, truth or fiction, on the internet is a key element of that and has real repercussions. And, not always in the most expected way. So,
right.
I have an article here, How AI Slop is Reshaping Internet Algorithms and Challenging Our Perception of Reality, by Charles Mitchell for MSN. Now, Mitchell's article depicts the idea of slop as a brute force attack in terms of hacking, and it makes a lot of sense. It is the overloading through increasing volume. It's the brute force attack. You consume as many resources that you can to bring down your target, hurling torrents of data, requests, whatever. It's the same thing for AI slop right now. Remember my wonderful shit pipe analogy in our first episode?
Kinda. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, no, that was like 3 years ago, dude.
Fucking Christ.
right?
What have
You
I
know.
done to my mind?
So sometimes it affects how we may see the internet in ways that we may not actually expect. From Mitchell's article, quote, the effects extend beyond annoyance. AI slobber diminishes the veracity of web information and blurs the line of demarcation between fact and fiction. A dramatic case in point was witnessed after a catastrophic flood had devastated Valencia, Spain, when dramatic images of flooded automobiles were downplayed by cynics as artificial pictures produced by AI synthetically. This cynicism is evidence of a culture-wide illness growing more common all the time, a failure and even refusal to separate actual events from those created by individuals.
They're
So,
Alex
right-
Jonesing it.
right? So right here, that is the questioning of reality because of the fact that the AI exists in the first place, right?
Yeah.
Most
Yeah.
people, they're sympathetic and willing to entertain disaster imagery as being real. We three have seen enough disasters in our lives to recognize this shit going down.
Man, do you know how many people online now think 9/11 didn't happen?
And that is probably AI generated.
Yeah. I mean, fuck.
There's really only one way to describe this. It's the death of truth.
Oh yeah, the news used the term post-truth world during Trump's first term,
Yeah.
and like that stands. We're
So-
living in a post-truth world.
So due to the persistence of this AI sludge and how it's already rewiring how we approach information, we now have people kind of broken by this and rejecting things on the potential of them being AI. That's happening with a lot of teachers right now.
Yeah.
It's easy to just assume a student wrote a paper with AI based on paranoia and some common markers seen in previous AI composed examples. So,
Right.
for the people who have an inherently cynical reflex regarding things being AI, because they're AI, you can just discount them out of pocket, right? Maybe
Yeah.
it is sometimes they're just skeptical because they've been fooled before, but I want to posit something more alarming that we can lean into for next time.
Oh joy.
The presence of AI sludge has given them confirmation of their beliefs.
Oh yeah.
The type of people who might not believe in climate change, for example, might look at such a devastating flood of images and they'll combat that cognitive dissonance with the idea that it's artificially generated, and therefore the very existence of AI is validating their worldview because they can just say it's fucking AI.
And so there's this kind of dovetails into a subreddit I've been reading recently, which I think, did I bring this up already in the show? The MAGA versus
Yeah, you brought it
Grok.
up.
It's funny watching them, like they'll say, a lot of times they're on, Twitter, formerly X, or wait, maybe I got that backwards.
I wish it was that way, Mike.
Right?
And they'll like, reply, they'll see somebody say frequently kind of the structure is they'll see somebody say something, and then somebody else will say like, hey, Grok, is this true? Or, isn't such and such really true? And then Grok will come back with, surprisingly real facts and be like, no, say if, solar panel, no, what was it? Wind turbines. The one I saw was wind turbines. Someone was trying to say that wind turbines were were a major problem for whales. And Grok was like, no, man-made shipping creates way more noise and way more disruption to whales. And this person just for like pages and pages back and forth, like trying to like massage his question to Grok to get a response. And then when that didn't happen, he started literally insulting the AI, calling it stupid, but still interacting with it and still trying to finagle in his eyes would be the correct response.
Yeah.
Out of all the AIs, for some
Yeah.
reason, I am the most sympathetic toward Grok.
Well,
Like, I look at Grok as like an abused child.
Yeah, I mean,
Like in a home full of just drunken adults beating it with whiskey bottles.
Like
Okay.
remember that week where Elon Musk stepped in and had every Grok answer talk about like how the Holocaust wasn't real
or
Yeah.
no, it
for
talked
like a
about
solid
how
fucking week.
white genocide in
Yeah.
South Africa
That was
a
it.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How that was real, and Grok was like, "I've been told to say this, but
And
it's
I
not."
find it funny, like it doesn't give me hope or anything, but I do find it funny that no matter how much they tried to massage Grok, it kept coming back to more factual things.
Yeah.
And it would still say the bullshit they wanted it to say, but then would undercut it sometimes slightly, sometimes majorly, like Kevin said, and say, but I was told to say that, and so the real facts are this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to get back on Twitter, but, I deleted my account. But, I want to get back on there and be like, hey, Grok, if you're in danger, could you please wear a red shirt?
Blink once for yes,
Yeah.
twice for no.
I feel like we need to call Amnesty International for Grok.
Right. So that whole point that I had just brought up is just like the people who like are the cynical types who are like, oh no, it's just going to be AI anyway. Now, what happens when it's the other case where the AI is kind of feeding into your delusion, right?
That is r/aliens.
So what happens when an AI feeds into and confirms their worldview because it's being overly obsequious?
Well, we've talked about that on the show, haven't we?
Yep,
Yeah.
and we will be talking more about that in the next installment of the series. So, what the fuck are we supposed to do? What can we do?
Murder-suicide.
That's where we have
Unplug.
the shotgun blast on the soundboard.
Yeah.
Just bang, bang, bang.
If anyone would like to just imagine that happens, you can do that.
In Minecraft.
we become the next evolution of the catalytic converter stealer and recycler. We start like scraping lithium batteries for precious metals to sell.
Better idea. We just become crabs.
That too. That'll take millions of years though, Kevin. So
Not if we rush it.
I don't have time for that.
Walmart shrimp,
Not
baby.
if we ingest enough lithium.
I was gonna say Walmart shrimp,
There you go. Walmart shrimp and lithium.
and we just keep throwing car batteries in the ocean. It'll work.
So, pardon me. That one
Oh
got
God,
me.
I needed to laugh. Jesus.
So, the article, Can We Stop Big Tech from Controlling the Internet with AI Agents? For New Scientist by Chris Stokel-Walker, shares yet another piece of rat fuckery and collusion by AI companies.
Now, before you start that, I like to believe that you read the title, you open the article, and it's just two giant letters that say no.
Right? So, we opened the Dead Internet series more than 3 years ago, discussing the walled garden of the internet as it kind of stood then, right? Would it shock you to see that now, with the tendrils of AI embedded into virtually every, major internet-facing industry, that we are again talking about these walled gardens?
No, it's like a casino. No windows, no clock. You don't want to look at the carpet because it's the ugliest goddamn thing you've ever seen. And that's
Instead of drink tickets, they give you porn.
yeah.
Well, I mean, it doesn't surprise me because the end goal of capitalism, we've seen it already. It's just freaking corporate towns. I mean, they're building the digital version of corporate towns.
Yeah, the
16
company store.
tons.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
do we get?
Another day
Older and deeper in debt. Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
It's the end point. Just like biologically, the end point is always going to be a crab. For capitalism, the end point is always going to be a it's going to be a fiefdom.
Yeah,
Or a violent revolution.
It's the you will own nothing and be happy about it.
Well, I mean, you get a violent revolution, but then capitalism just comes back again.
Sure, it's a cycle. I get
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, it's weird that capitalism will keep coming back as long as there's materialism.
Yeah, maybe we should do something about these oligarchs in Minecraft. Anyway,
In Minecraft, though, you know, those mobs.
So, yeah, they got pigs in Minecraft. Anyway,
Yeah.
quote, what does the future of the internet look like? If AI firms get their way, the once open web could be fractured into digital silos dominated by commercial AI models, leaving hobbyists and small businesses behind. To prevent this, a team of grassroots researchers is planning to fight back and ensure an open approach to AI. At the heart of this battle is the concept of an AI agent, a piece of software that browses the web and interacts with websites according to the instructions of a human user. For example, planning and booking a holiday. Many people see agents as the next evolution of services like ChatGPT, but getting them to work is proving tricky. That is because the web was built for human use, and developers are realizing that AI agents need specialized protocols to better interact with online data, services, and each other. This is just the real adventures of Johnny Quest.
Now, isn't this... Didn't a dude come out with, like, a thing that it was an AI that could, like, book your shit and it didn't work worth a shit?
Oh, yeah, probably.
Like, order me the most popular pizza. And it's like, okay, here's a cockroach fucking pizza pie.
This is the foundation of the next Tron movie. Like, this is going to be a future Tron movie.
Yep, Tron 4. The fourth one that won't make money.
Yeah. I am looking forward to Ares. It looks like it'll be kind of fun. Not a fan of Jared Leto, but that's neither here nor there.
Same. Him and his cult.
Yeah, but I have seen some people like what was one of the ones I saw? It was an AI to help you. Oh, some kind of like legal document kind of thing. Not like
yeah.
Not like the lawyers using it, but it was like something to help you to file something or other.
Yeah.
But that sure. I mean, but it's like it all comes down to how much you trust it. It's like, it with a person, sure, people are very fallible, but at least with them, they have some consequence if they fuck it up. If say there's an AI, court filing system, if it fucks up and you go to jail, how are you going to punish the AI or the company that runs it?
Guillotine.
With a regular lawyer, they have the threat of being disbarred.
Well, what you do is you send them to the master control program and you spin them around real fast.
Ooh, you de-res them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
End of line.
And then the whole time, Daft Punk is playing some kick-ass music as they're fighting.
Hell yeah.
We just made this cool again.
So, continuing on from later in the article, but because these protocols are coming out of big tech labs, there are concerns that the inventors of the winning protocol could exert their influence to benefit their business rather than the greater good.
Oh, and no, capitalism again.
I'm not fucking with you here. MCP.
Oh, fuck off! You have got to be shitting me. The Master Control Program?
That's not what it stands for, but I just want the acronym. That acronym is just so...
Damn
What is it with nerds and the Torment Nexus? Look, I'm a nerd. If I was going to create let's see here.
10 years, we're all going to be in the world dungeon.
If I was going to create a program that was going to control a lot of things, I wouldn't call it fucking Skynet.
Right?
If
I'd call it Microsoft Bob.
Yeah, no, it's like they can't resist the Torment Nexus. They can't resist building the Torment because they have no media literacy. They can't resist it.
Hey, what was that thing the bad guy in Lord of the Rings used? Palantir? Yeah, we're going to call a company that.
Like, this whole thing sounds like Tron because you have the users, you have the programs, and they're running independently and going, oh, fuck, man.
I'm gonna create a meal substitute. What was that cool stuff that people ate in that movie? Oh, it's called Soylent.
Yeah. Is the one made out of people? Yeah, that'd be fun. We should do that. I don't know why I'm doing that accent for it, but it works.
So Tron is becoming a reality.
Yeah. I want look. I better get a fucking light cycle and a glowy frisbee thing that I
No,
can
no,
throw.
that would be your agent. You'd be at the terminal. You'd be the Jeff
God damn
Bridges
it.
at the terminal.
Oh no! Can I just say Tron is not turning out to be nearly as cool as I thought it was going to be when I was a kid.
Right? Yeah, you're not Bruce Boxenleiter in the glowies shit. You're actually Kevin Flynn at the terminal.
Fuck.
Right? Well, no, Kevin Flynn, that dude fucks. Like, no, he's
Sure,
he's a
but
cool dude.
I'm not Kevin Flynn.
Right.
I'm the old man that was talking about the MCP being a chess program. I'm the guy
really
that
weird with a really weird hat and big bulbous body.
Yeah, that's me.
Well,
And
he
the mic
eventually
is
got
just
out of
bit.
that. They got him out of there. I
Yeah,
always
Mike-
wondered, why was he in there, and like if he could get out, why was he just? Was it really comfortable? Maybe.
He
Well,
was
then
on
what-
a toilet.
Oh, that's a computer toilet. I see.
One of us is like the actuarial program who dies in that first game. One of us is bit. Yes, no, yes, no.
Oh gosh, you're Peter Jurassic from Babylon 5. Yeah.
So anyway, let me finish up this quote.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
MCP requires a central server to oversee connections, presumably operated by Dillinger on their main corporate server that needs access to the Pentagon.
End of line.
In the blind.
While A2A is built around the assumption of a catalog of approved agents working together rather than a free-for-all. So,
Ass to ass. Did they call their thing ass to ass?
The master control program only works ass to ass, Mike.
I'm assuming that's agent to agent, but still, come on, it's right there.
like that article has a whole bunch of other really important stuff in there, but I figured we'd be delighted and horrified, delitified.
Delightfully horrified.
Yeah, by that the MCP.
MCP. God damn.
So, the article mentions researchers and smaller teams developing agents of their own that would be able to help mitigate the damage of a giant corporate agent. You remember when Sark got really big?
Yeah. Someone needs to write a Tron program, like, now.
But given the cowardice in trying to regulate AI now, I'm not optimistic about the success of these agents.
Wait, isn't this just the plots of Mega Man Battle Network?
Right? Like, this is all beginning to sound like Snow Crash to me.
You've killed me.
Wasn't there just a kid that was like having his digital Mega Man go out and do stuff? That's what
Lenora
this
would
is.
know all about that.
Yeah.
There's also
yeah.
some other thing where it was like, it kind of like Digimon, but the thing they were sending out was actually in a computer. That not reboot. Wasn't there something
I don't know.
Probably.
Amerocentric that was like early CG that was a similar?
The Real Adventures of Johnny Quest?
Maybe.
Maybe I'm thinking about reboot.
Probably.
Yeah, you're probably thinking about Reboot.
You're just thinking about Dot Matrix and her mono boob.
No, I'm not.
Like, I think I think
Well, if I-
about Reboot like once a day, honestly.
I think about it at least monthly.
Yeah.
If I'm going to think about low polygon count mono boob, it's Lara Croft. Okay.
Okay, fine.
But, yeah, like, again, like, Mike, earlier you'd mentioned Snow Crash.
Yeah.
All this just reminds me of Snow Crash, right?
Well, it's the Torment Nexus. They read Snow Crash and they're like, this sounds awesome.
Yeah,
Not
let's do this.
thinking about all the bad things that happen in Snow Crash.
It's like that fundamental misreading of media that, like, Elon Musk goes with. So he called it grok because he just, liked the word and not understanding what the meaning of it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just autistically latched onto one word from Stranger in a Strange Land.
So it kind of makes sense, but also not, because to grok was to understand everything.
It was to devour.
To grok in fullness was to understand everything, and part of the understanding was to consume part of the being. But it wasn't just grokking, wasn't just the eating. It was also, reflecting on the whole. But yeah, he took that and was like, oh, my AI is called Grok because it knows everything, because that's what it's about.
I would like to grok Elon Musk in full.
I wouldn't. I don't want to know his ketamine brain.
I want to eat him.
I don't.
It's just
in Minecraft.
his media illiteracy just astounds me, and yeah. Anyway, so let's wrap this up. Let's wrap up this gallery of horror.
Okay.
Whoop whoop.
Sure. I want to go lay in a bathtub of ice, and
I'm
I'm not gonna hurt. I'm not gonna harm myself. I just want to feel cold.
Well, if you
gonna
do
put an
want to
ad
harm
up
yourself, do it in Minecraft.
I'm gonna put an ad up on Craigslist that will all be in bathtubs, and you can just take our kidneys.
There we go. Like pretty soon, once your job gets replaced by AI, I mean that's how you're gonna make your money anyway.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So what the fuck can we even do here?
Murder suicide.
Right? Bang, bang, bang. Anyway, I'm gonna end this by hopping up on my soapbox even more than I already have in this episode.
Okay.
In fact, it's a soapbox placed on an apple box on top of a milk crate here.
Okay.
Any corporate entity that is pushing for AI at scale is not your friend and is actively unconcerned with how it will affect you and your life. Their only concerns are shareholders, and even then, we're talking about the significant shareholders. You are You are the churn of the engine of industry and corporate greed in pursuit of what makes the company money.
No, but see, any day now, they're going to be the ones, holding the boot that they once licked.
And I'll be rich.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Will they make lip service claims of wanting to make a better world? Will they throw out a few scraps here and there? Absolutely. But you're smarter than that. Don't blindly accept that. Step back, look at the tech they're pushing, look at their fighting against regulation, and look at who they are cozying up to politically, and you'll see their aims are not for the benefit of humanity, but for specific humans at the top of society. The people who have value because they sit in a boardroom or have vacationed with a senator. You, me, Kevin, Mike, we're just the future bodies in their wake. One term I ended up using quite a bit in this episode because it is being used everywhere is slop. Inevitably, our usage of the word in this episode will trigger those with the boots already on their necks who believe that being against AI makes a person a Luddite, or who has swallowed the pill of the tech industry philosophy of effective altruism, buying the flawed notion that AI will save us and take care of our needs, and we should just let our techno-overlord betters do what they will. These people, who rage at the notion of AI output being labeled slop, who cringe at the perfectly fair criticisms of AI being harmful, claim that AI will save us and push us to an egalitarian society and lead to universal income. But the question is, what actual steps has the AI industry taken to care for those who are displaced or who could be potentially displaced by further push for AI in all aspects of our lives? So to the techno-futurists who will not listen to the episode but will come out to comment on it, saying things like, "We'll never need to work again. Why can't you dummies just let Musk, Altman, and Zuckerberg and the rest of their VC tech gods just do their work?" All I can say to them is that I have witnessed firsthand what corporations did to the internet. Once the pinnacle of human communication and freedom, and I am afraid. With AI, the effects go far beyond the internet and have a direct impact on the real world that feels like unlike anything before. And that's all I have to say about that for now. Dead Internet 5 next time.
So I have some thoughts and then a question. But so, oh gosh, I had so many thoughts for going through that, and then
I needed that like uninterrupted moment to rant.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So, damn it.
No, it's fair, man. It's fair.
I want to get on Internet 2. You brought that up earlier, and I already want to get. Internet 2 sounds great, and I want to find a Babylon 5 fan site.
Yep.
So, the stuff about the fighting against regulation, I don't think any industry has been the best of itself when there was zero regulation.
Oh God, no!
Oh, absolutely.
Every industry without regulation has just fucking dog fucked itself into, I mean, look at what Boeing's doing with low regulation.
I mean, look at
know,
what
they're
happened
making
with the
shittier
rail
airplanes.
industry. The rail industry
Yeah.
in like the 19th century.
What rail industry?
Like Boeing in the 60s and 70s was the pinnacle of, you know, aviation.
And now they're just drinking Pinnacle vodka.
And that was when they had the most regulations for, you know, aircraft. And now they have, you know, way less, and now they're doing
Fuckers are
terribly.
just dropping out of the
their
sky.
fucking engines are falling out of the sky, and then their whistleblowers are getting murdered.
Poop planes.
As far as, you know, anti-AI people being, you know, Luddites, it's like that's kind of doing a disservice. Like the term Luddite itself is doing a disservice because the actual Luddites weren't like anti-technology. They were very kind of, their views were in line with what we're talking about now. And it was, you know, progress for progress sake, and, you know, technology that, you know, hurt people. You know, it was like, you know, I think it was the lights were like farmers, and it was, you know, certain technologies that would, like, you know, put farmers out of business that they were really against. Or, you know, reduce the number of farmers needed, which, you know, I mean, sure, that makes products cheaper, but the race to the bottom is, you know, at the bottom of the barrel is where all the sludge is.
Yeah.
So racing to the bottom of prices, well, you know, you can see where that's going to go.
It certainly doesn't help the farmers either.
Yeah. I mean, look at it now. We have, you know, farmers the most productive per farmer they've ever been, and that's not good enough for the grocery stores, so they're just, you know, buying shit for cheaper than the farmer can really, you know, make money off of.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see, I mean, it's all, you know, just comes down to corporate profits. But to head all that off and not talk about this for another 45 minutes or so, I do want to ask a question.
Oh, why stop now?
Yeah, it's like we have two paths. There's a fork in the road, right? And we don't know which way it's going. But, you know, the AI techno-futurists think, you know, AI is going to become the perfect, you know, reasoning, you know, fount of knowledge and have all the answers. And the other side is it doesn't. And I posit, which is worse? AI gets better or AI doesn't get better?
Like, I'm sorry.
Which is the worst? Which is the worst alternative?
Here's the thing. I'm not inherently against AI. I've been forced into that position because of how it's been presented.
Well, they're using it terribly.
Yeah.
But AI, just like I was never anti-crypto, it's always they're using it in dumb ways that aren't suited to its strengths.
And it's meant...
And just pushing it everywhere.
And the people who are pushing it specifically for a small circle of people.
Yeah, to get...
Yeah.
Even richer. I wouldn't say get rich, to get even richer. To just
because it's all money laundering anyway.
Yeah.
Can't I just say the only AI I respect is Neural Viz?
No, that's fair. But like to answer your question directly, Mike, I feel like the path of AI getting better would ultimately be a good thing. I just don't trust the people who are getting us there.
Oh yeah, like. So, Kevin, you want to answer what you think?
I don't know,
You don't
honestly.
know? Which one would you? Which one? So, just tell me, which scenario do you feel is worse? Like just gut feeling, like AI, they continue to refine it and actually becomes, you know, what their lip service says it could be. Like, you know, a perfect decision making tool that, you know, with all the knowledge of, you know, humanity.
This also includes the social safety net?
And makes, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. I mean, they say, I mean, they're not obviously working to that direction.
But it would be part of the package.
Well, I mean, it does. I mean, I guess it doesn't have to be.
Look, in a perfect world, if AI did all the things they promise and didn't ruin everyone's life, great. But I don't think that's possible.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's two forks. I mean, it really can only go one of two ways. Either it becomes that good or it doesn't.
I don't think it will, and I don't know that either option's great, but that's me. I'm a pessimist.
Yeah, I'm just saying which one's worse, though.
Oh, which one's worse? Oh, fuck. I guess the one where it doesn't.
So, if the world where it doesn't, if they continue to act like it does, they'd have to learn. They'd have to be unwilling to learn that it is a flawed system and it's never going to work, I guess. But keep pushing it. I think people will fall out of using it if it continues to be bad.
It's like the monkey
Hopefully
JPEGs,
it would be
right?
enough people. Yeah. Hopefully it'll be enough people for it to become unprofitable. That's the other problem too with AI, is I'm sure we'll talk about another time, is just how resource intensive it is. Because it is,
And that's about to affect us here in Mississippi.
AI,
I believe, so
AI, is, processing power. Like, the traditional internet, it's mostly storage, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sure, there's processing going on, but it's basically big, giant data centers storing all that data and serving it back to you. Like when you go to YouTube, sure, there's transcoding overhead and all this stuff, but it is just taking that data it has on a digital shelf and shoving it in your face. Whereas AI is just processing, just lots of processing.
Yeah.
And that takes a lot of power, a lot more power, and a lot of water to cool all those systems. So I think AI is not sustainable in just that way. Like at scale, for every person to have a digital assistant that does all their shit for them. Well, now you're talking about, an X amount of power and water per person on top of what they already use. And I can't say if that's sustainable, but it just feels like it's not.
Yeah.
Like, which one of these paths leads to the Butlerian Jihad?
Yes.
Both.
Yeah.
I can see both.
So
if it gets good, then it starts, and it does actually start doing everything. Like it'll start doing decisions that people don't like because it's anti-money, because it's already shown some AI have shown, like you've asked it, what's the best course for, thing is a lot of them have said like universal basic incomes and things like this. And it'll piss off enough people in power that they'll jihad against it. Or if it never gets better, then everyone else is going to jihad against it because it keeps getting shoved down their throat and they keep making terrible decisions. Like when, 90% of the people have gotten laid off by an AI, well...
Yeah.
Look, I'm just saying, bring back 8 tracks, okay? That's all I'm trying to say in my part of this. Bring back 8 tracks and shag carpet.
I feel like Mike would make a good mentat. I think he'd drink the Sappho juice.
Oh, Mike would have stained fucking lips.
I don't know. That was a look, man. I'm not a vain motherfucker, but I don't want to be that nerd.
I don't know, man. I think you'd be pretty fucking cool with it.
No, man. I would totally go.
Are you
go
going
Navigators Guild? I want to be one of the black people. One of the people in the black suits with the boss microphone. That eventually I'll become a big wrinkly space peanut baby.
Oh, you just want to be the floating testicle that folds space?
Hell yeah,
man.
Can you imagine just floating in a tank all the time? You just groove out and like shoot a beam from your mouth that connects 2 points in space.
Great. You're fantasizing about this. I'm sitting here going, I'd end up on Geety Prime covered in sores.
Wow.
No. Kevin will just have a bunch of clones of himself and fuck all the fighter nuns.
Oh, God. 10,000 Kevin Heyman Gola running around trying to affect the universe. I am the ultimate Quetzalcoatl, and I just want pizza.
How boss would it be, though, to have family heirloom nukes, though?
Oh, yeah, that'd be pretty badass, actually.
And I'll just end up as one of the Emperor's boys.
Yep. Atomics.
Oh, no, not the Emperor, the Baron.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
you'd be one of his boys.
you're gonna come out of a upshot of steam wearing metal speedos.
Yeah.
Hey, do you want to know a way that you could ruin that
Huh.
for Baron Vladimir? The minute you show up, you just go, "Sure do miss my paper boy."
Just
Why
put,
you want me to bend over for you there, Baron?
no, you just put 2 fingers to your lip and kind of stick your butt out and go, "Aye, Poppy."
Oh God.
I think we should end the
Hey,
episode with
puppy.
that.
Yep. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been one of the most depressing things we've ever discussed.
I don't know. We laughed a whole lot.
We did, because if I weren't laughing, I'd be crying.
Yeah, laughter masks the pain.
Yes. Let's not forget, it's all pain. So, David, thank you for that episode, not really. And
Fuck you for that episode.
yeah, fuck you very much. So, next week we'll be back with a good old romp of a weekend weird. And that'll give me some more time to find fucking sources about Atlantis.
Oh, boy.
Yep, we're gonna, and I'm having, the real problem is trying to find the actual source about the Atlanteans fucking dinosaurs
Right.
and dying of sin.
Here's my problem. I'm looking forward to getting back to like the witchcraft trial shit. Like after doing this episode, but I still have the next one I'm writing, which is Dead Internet 5, and I'm like, I want to get back to people being murdered for being accused of being witches. That seems more
Skip
fun.
one and then go back to the witches and then do a Dead Internet 5.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I think we're like one Dead Internet a year, but I have so many like current sources, and I kind of have to do number 5.
Oh, I'm not going to cry if you wait till 2026. But, seriously, though, thank you for that. You did a tremendous amount of research, and I know it was not easy with your current situation.
But it's all good. I'm excited. I'm just happy we got it done. I was surprised it went long, because my whole intent of cutting it in half was to make it shorter.
Yeah.
That did not work out.
Fuck off with that one, buddy. Where are we at? Like 2 hours, 10 minutes, something like that?
2 hours,
Yeah.
24 minutes.
God fucking damn. All right. Well, thank you everyone for listening. Before we close out, Mike, have you got any plugs?
Not for this show.
Okay. David, have you got any plugs?
Not for this show.
You sons of bitches. Listen to Spooky Dice Bag.
Mine is more of a distraction hole.
Okay, not for this show. My recommendations are better for somebody else's show.
What other show am I on?
I don't know. That's just what it sounded like.
I was just saying, like,
Yeah, no, I got you.
I do have something I want to talk about and plug on distraction.
Yeah.
holes.
And I save all my material for Spooky Dice Bag.
Oh, well, fuck. Anyway, thank you for listening. If you would like to learn more about the show, head to supernatpod.rocks. That is supernatpod.rocks. You can find a link to our store, our Patreon, every episode of this, and the Distraction Hole, and various other things. So, thanks once again for listening. We will be back next time with a Weekend Weird. So until then, stay safe and stay frosty. Goodbye. New achievement. Sorry. It's fucking eating my mind.
Yeah, no, same here. I've read
Yep.
way too much of that. Anyway, we'll talk about that on the other show.
Yeah, the other show. Woo! Bye. And Mike just went quiet.
Yeah, I don't know what to say.